Oh, fuck. All right. We are live. Thank y'all for coming. And I thought I just got a text. Oh, phone's just being weird. All right. We're live. Thank y'all for coming out. And yeah, my phone freaking out.
More murders. We gotta solve more.
Yeah. We're going to be starting a new murder series, the Unsolved Case Files. This one is of Harmony Ashcroft, I believe is the victim. I picked it up at Walmart.
Oh, okay. That's the victim's name. I didn't know. I thought it was the name of the company or something.
No. The Unsolved Case Files, I guess, is the name of the company, but Harmony is the victim.
Okay.
But yeah, we might have some people join later. I don't know if Barrett's going to join, if he's just going to stay in the comments. If he shows up, Alibis said she was going to try and make it.
He's in the comments now. I see him there.
All right, there he is. Hey, Barrett. I know Alibis said she was going to try to make it. She wasn't sure if she could or not. I know she's got to lay the kids down if she does. Yeah. So she could be doing that right now. But yeah, that's what we're going to get started. If y'all want to introduce yourselves. We got a new person here, Kim, if you want to say hi first.
Hi, my name is Kim. That's all you need to know.
That's Kim.
She didn't use her last name. She like, I'm incognito.
Do you want my last name? What I do?
You're in the writer's world, Kim, and then you don't have to. But we all have channels and all this jazz. Like you're good.
Oh wait, I don't know if the Alibi writes. Did the Alibi write too?
No, she helps me write songs whenever I did music, and that's
that's right.
But
I'll go next, I guess. I'm author D.L. Tillery, and I have a channel. They also call me the Mistress of Horror over there. And I do all the horror things, talk about horror movies, horror books, horror this, horror that. And sometimes I throw in other things I like erotica. And that's Aphrodite's fault. That's definitely all her fault.
Aphrodite don't have nothing to do with the erotica.
Yeah, sure you don't. And I don't act like Minx is the only one, because don't even try. Ain't nobody falling for that. All right. Anyway, so I do all kinds of things over there, but horror is my gig. So check that out. But today I'm a detective, so that's what we do. We write as we all over the place. We don't know. We just do everything,
Ain't that the truth?
All right.
Yep.
Next.
I guess that's me.
Yep.
I am Aphrodite Lee, but when I'm doing detective work, this particular case, I am H.A. Lee. That sounded more professional and dignified. I'm also Nosha. In the I don't know, what do you call it? In the world of passion and pleasure. And I'm a mother. And no, that's all.
I'm D.L. Stewart, so this is my channel. I'm an adult medieval fantasy author. I like to kill people. And now I'm working on the other side of the law, so
that's right.
Gotta
keep the people on their toes. Can't be letting them just thinking you be killing people all the time. You're doing that.
Exactly.
Gotta save a life every once in a while, or at least report on finding who did it.
Supervillain is here.
Yeah, supervillain.
Yep, supervillain's here.
I was just thinking about you today.
Right
too,
words. Also a high panda.
She's funny.
Thank you for joining.
Also a high panda. Is that code for something that I don't know? Because y'all know I'm old.
Apparently, she's also a high panda. I haven't seen a panda that's high. Maybe a panda that's getting the ganja. I don't know.
Okay.
That's my educated guess. I mean, I could be wrong. But
I'm so mad that you said ganja.
Hey, I call it that sometimes. It's a fun name.
Yeah. I'll say there's so many different names for it.
Yeah, it's like
I'm used to calling it chicken. My first producer, he was referred to as chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah. That's why his studio is called the Chicken Shack. He used to have like this little room offside of his house where he would go and smoke.
I
That
thought
was
we
a chicken shack.
when we called this, we used to go to this underground club, and well, I can't even say the name. It's not even trying to get in trouble. But we used to call it the egg roll, and used to tell people like, "Well, what y'all talking about? We're just gonna go out for Chinese because we ain't want nobody to know what we was really doing."
Wow.
Yeah, he would call it chicken.
Nice
He'd say like, get fried chicken and stuff like that.
Oh my lord!
Baked chicken.
Yeah, I bet he was baked.
Look at look, Supernova say, see, I was right. Supernova's like, I'm super high as fuck.
Oh yeah.
One day.
Well, this is the best place to be, Nova. Like, obviously solving murder cases while you're high.
You always gotta have that one person to help you out that know more than you think they know because they always high.
Well, last time our boss in that case,
yeah, she was always drinking.
Oh my god,
she was sending us recipes to mix drinks and shit. Like, she wasn't doing no work. She was just tipsy and shit.
We got Kim, y'all. Kim is a mixologist.
I know, Kim. I gotta get with
you
now because we gotta talk about making that drink for DCBA.
I'm the only one that drink though. Barrett don't drink. Stewie don't drink.
I'm making the virgin version, which is no liquor, but I need somebody who does the liquor, like know how to mix it to make a drink for us. Oh, by the way, the name is going to be 7 Shimmies, so you can come up with something based around that.
Something with 7 liquors in it.
I would imagine.
Lord, I can't wait to taste that. Okay, let's get to work. I'm sorry.
So you can come up with something magical. We like curves at DCBA, so if it got some little sharpness to it, that's fine too. Whatever flavor you want to come up with, think something purple-y.
Erase our minds, Kim.
You trying to get that drink you had that time?
No, I'm trying to see.
Calm down,
because Kim didn't appreciate that night. All right, I'm sorry,
Stu. He didn't.
All right, this is objective 1. This case is broken down into 3 objectives, so I figured 3 episodes. Okay. Like the last one was 6. This one's just going to be 3. The first one, it says objective number 1: prove Bones is innocent. And what I gathered, just kind of reading the back of the box, Bones is the one that was originally arrested for the murder, so we got to kind of prove his innocence in this episode.
Not really surprising he was arrested for the murder. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Dr. McCoy.
He being a lonely black guy in the place, probably. Gotta get arrested.
It's like when you know why he is innocent, go to that website.
Oh, it's still similar to how we did the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything actually on the website. I think everything is actually on the stuff given, unlike the last one.
So we got to just
this is how we have to
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, and then I'll go to that website, and that's where we put our answer in. But I think everything else will be.
The rest is on us. All right.
Yeah, it is. I've been looking at a few of these on Amazon. So
Barrett and Super Villanova we need y'all help.
Yeah.
They gave us a map of kind of like different people's homes and stuff,
and where her body was found, maybe victim.
Derek. Whoa! What did it say, Derek? What?
Sivers. That's one of the suspects.
Apartment.
Yeah. This is Harmony and her fiance's house.
Mm-hmm.
Helping Hand's office. Ratliff's apartment, which I think he's one of the suspects.
I don't like his name. Okay.
Derek Sivers' apartment.
Tully's,
which I think is where she died.
Rambo's bar, like what?
Yeah, Rambo's bar.
Tully's, that's like an Irish pub, right?
I think it's where they're having their wedding rehearsal dinner or whatever.
Grant Park, that's where.
Grant Park, Riverdale Marina, Jason Griggs' house, which I believe he's another suspect.
Man, she got a lot of people that could have killed her.
And Emerald's house.
Probably another suspect, I guess.
Dang. Yeah. She a bit of a hoochie. No, I'm just playing.
There's a picture of her.
She made a lot of people mad, maybe.
Aww.
Don't be awing her. We don't know if she was a Karen or not. Calm down.
She a dead Karen.
You don't know.
Her rehearsal dinner invitation.
Wow, was she just like Greg get married and got totally murdered?
Yeah, she died at her rehearsal dinner.
Damn! Wow.
Dinner.
Wow, that person is totally like.
I was like, so I don't think it was the husband because you think they would wait until they got married so they could get all their stuff. That's just my initial thought.
He's like, I couldn't wait no more. I can't handle her no more. I
can't wait another day.
It's at the dinner, like, nah, forget this. Like, wow.
I already know. I'm hurt. Everybody feels. I already know who did it.
Supernova laughing at us. Like, I'm just saying, like,
did it.
Sure.
Charlotte did it with the candlestick in the observatory.
Oh my God! Please, please.
Oh gosh, she died in 98.
Damn. Is this a cold case we're doing?
So it's
I believe no, it's not a cold case because they arrested.
So
Bones.
is this ancient history? What?
And he's been in jail for like 20, 30 years.
I get it.
Wait, this is not a cold case, is it?
This case right.
No, it's not a cold case because they arrested somebody for it.
Because somebody already went to jail for this. So we gotta prove the one who went to jail isn't belonging in jail.
That's what the subjective is to prove that he was actually innocent.
All right, he isn't just I'm just arrested as a suspect. I'm arrested. I'm in jail. Like
for like 20 years or whatever.
What the? Yeah, well, this sounds like real life. I'm just pointing this out.
Oh God!
Yeah, it was at Tully's Restaurant in Riverdale, Indiana.
How you not going to take a man's life like that and like, hey, now it's in 20 years, y'all. Let's try to figure this out, y'all. Let's see who did this, y'all. Like
God, please don't let me die on the day I'm rehearsing to get married. Damn.
Wow.
Oh.
Well,
we had evidence back. I was aiming on putting this with the pictures because they had a bunch of pictures in it.
I
don't think this is.
What is it?
It was their evidence bag.
It's their evidence.
It says photographs marked.
Photographs.
And then it says contain photographs relevant to investigation. Do not bend.
Yeah, don't bend it. That's the
that's what all the photographs are in, but I forgot to put this in with it. So here's all the photographs.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
They just show her dead like that, like bam, she dead.
Yeah, that was her body.
Made it 8.
They didn't even censor it. No censor bars, no blurring.
9:48 p.m.
Wait a minute. Go back.
Mr. Alley.
Okay.
9:48 p.m.
Yeah, this one's 9:43.
So we got a pretty good idea that she didn't die before 9:43.
9:38. There's a Tully's Restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
How is this evidence? Like, I'm not understanding.
Probably like crime scene photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like when the police got there. Come on now, make that bigger. Or not, whatever.
All right. I'm not gonna be able to read chat, so y'all gonna have to keep up with chat because I gotta.
I was about to say I can't even see chat, so it's.
I can see it as it's coming up slowly. If you want me to see,
yeah, somebody gotta do chat because I gotta blow this up.
So Bird was like, "Oh, saying hi to Nova." Say da 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 da. Bird, Nova laughing.
Bigger. Oh, this just says till death do us we part. That's her engagement ring.
He did it. I'm saying.
Man, I would wait until we got married and go
we breaking up.
Drop her off in some foreign land somewhere.
Who are these little kids?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
She was not old enough for that. Oh, maybe that's her and her boyfriend when they were little.
I was about to say that might have been her because there's a chick right there, so that's probably her when she was a kid or something, maybe.
Maybe. Like, why y'all got that in there? Is that relevant?
It was in the evidence bag, so.
One of them. That's what it is.
I don't know.
There's a dude.
I looked on the back of all the photos and they didn't have anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Bones dude.
Yeah, McBride. I think his name is William. I think I've seen somewhere Williams McBride.
William McBride. Yeah.
And they called him Bones.
Yeah.
He's a doctor.
Jenny Rogers.
Oh, she's pregnant.
Why are all these different sizes? It's the same size fucking photo.
Officer Kent. Wait, why he in the evidence?
I have no idea. Maybe he was the one that was just on duty and they just gave us a photo of him. I don't know.
Not sure.
Wally look like my cousin Nose.
Big dog.
What the fuck?
He literally look like my cousin Nose.
I'm trying to. Okay.
Cheryl Pratt.
Whoever that is.
The mama
No.
or the what's his name, mama?
Miss McCoy.
A lot of Irish people. Even Bones was a McBride.
A lot of pictures of people like
Chad Highsmith.
Chad. Is he a suspect?
He's not a high
I wonder if
panda.
these are like witnesses or people that might have been
Possibly.
at the rehearsal. 'Cause
Probably
these
at the
aren't
rehearsal.
suspects. Because none of these are suspects except Bones.
I got
Barrett
you.
said that he said he thinks it's Cheryl because she got some current in her.
But these ain't suspects though.
You know, Barrett.
There don't like carrots. Jason Griggs. Now he look crack.
He almost looks like the lead singer of like Nickelback, almost kind of with that
He
hair.
does.
Oh my
Well,
God.
it looks like yeah, he does look like Chad Kroger. Supernova apparently just cracked the case that the valet did it because he slept with the wife and she was pregnant with his kid and everyone could not find out.
That sounds logical. We could just end it right here.
Barrett said Chad looks creepy as fuck.
Admiral
Joseph. His
house is right
Admiral's
there.
house.
Emerald's house.
Yeah, right there.
So he has something.
Jason Griggs' house.
Oh, and he not close enough. Unless he was there already.
I think they'll have the suspects' pictures directly. These might be all the people involved as far as like the.
But like I said, they have
dinner.
the suspects up here on
Separate, yeah. So
Okay.
these like
and
witnesses,
none of
maybe.
these are the actual suspects.
These are the witnesses.
Maybe these are the other people like at the rehearsal dinner.
I would
witnesses.
imagine. So technically they
Or
would count as
something.
witnesses then.
But they don't.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're not guilty. That just means that no one suspects.
They might not make it that difficult. It seems like they have the suspects separate, like people that
Oh yeah, they have
already
like
suspect.
police statements and everything.
Okay. I'm
So
used to
what
the
else?
other one. I like the other one, the one that we did with Toby. God rest his soul.
Supernova said who
Alright.
lives by the Dairy Queen. I'm like, I'm not sure.
This is evidence reports.
William Bones.
Name a person who received William Bones McBride. Found in William McBride's hand in Grant
the
Park.
diamond ring.
Oh, the engagement ring, yeah.
Oh, he probably stole it after he found her dead.
Probably. See, listen, don't be doing dumb stuff. I mean, he should know better. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you can't be messing up.
Yeah, Officer
diamond ring
Kent
in the
Grayson.
car.
That was the.
Yeah, we saw
That
him.
dude,
Yeah,
the
okay.
cop.
So he's probably the one that was on the case. That was 5'8". He's the one that got the evidence.
Seizures of the Joker.
Or he was the
Homicide
arresting
investigation.
officer.
Yeah, something like that. I
I
figured
see
he had
police
something to do with the
officer there.
case.
He's the evidence manager. No, sorry, please forgive me. No, he's the police officer. The police officer on that came in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it there.
Okay. That's all of that
I said
one.
Mr. McBride / Bones is homeless.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. Where did you see that? Go back.
Because it was found in William Bride's hand in Grant Park. So what the heck is he doing in Grant Park at 10:05 p.m.?
Scoring some crap because he got him a ring.
Oh my god. I don't know where he lives, where he think he being a black man walking in a park at night. Like, what, you trying to get yourself killed or arrested for nothing? Like, so why was you even there? You looking for some trouble? Like, you trying to die?
Dang, she was little.
Yeah, she was.
5'4", 125, 28 years old.
She's not that little. She's just below. Like, she's actually like a little above female average height, which is
That's
5'3".
about average, I guess.
Excuse me. I love how short people always try to quantify that.
I'm not. Hey. This is a fact. Like, height wise, like average female 5'3".
Sure.
If you taller than that, like me, I'm 5'7". I'm taller than the average female. Just telling you. Not to mention, guys average height 5'9". If you 6 feet, I'm just telling you, you a tall guy.
My mama used to tell that same thing to herself.
Hey, check the statistics. You can blame that on the fact that how many people in the world is that height. Might change if some people grew more.
Victim appeared to be an average 28-year-old woman in good health. A blunt force trauma to right eye and anterior scalp.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, she got bash right in the skull. Yeah, she got bash right in the skull. Obviously, it had to be an object. There's no way.
Extensive skull fracture and severe hemorrhaging over the right eye sockets. Blunt force trauma to the head. Victim died within moments of the trauma. Victim was killed by a single strike to the head inflicted by a hand or blunt object. The force and angle of impact indicate the murderer would need to be a left-handed or ambidextrous man or woman of considerable strength and height.
Gotta check all these other people's heights.
Yeah, and left or
and I'm gonna stop telling people I'm ambidextrous. Apparently, that can get you in trouble.
It can. If they don't know which hand, you could be, you know.
Yep. All right, so that's all that. We got some newspaper articles. Local child psychologist murdered.
Wow.
A 28-year-old woman was killed last night in the altercation that took place in the parking lot behind Tully's restaurant around 9:30 p.m. Police have identified the victim as local child psychologist Harmony Ashcroft. Ms. Ashcroft was attending the rehearsal dinner for her wedding to Christian Peterson, which was scheduled for today at St. Michael's Church. Police investigators have determined her death to be the result of a blunt impact to the head, according to Detective Jack Stason with the Riverdale Police Department. The injuries are consistent with a face-to-face physical altercation with another person. We've ruled out accidental cause and have launched a full homicide investigation. The victim's body was discovered by a member of the wait staff while taking out the garbage. He rushed inside to inform the wedding party, resulting in a massive panic as about 30 people rushed towards the back parking lot to help the victim. Eyewitnesses.
What was she doing in the back parking lot?
Talking to somebody.
I was thinking that everything was over with. You still talking about people were still inside, so
yeah, that's why they always witnesses. So
why she go out there
talking to somebody?
Somebody called her out there.
Eyewitnesses report several members of the party attempt to provide medical attention and administer CPR, but it was clear that they were too late. According to reports, Ashcroft and Peterson left the restaurant to get some gifts out of the car and never returned.
Okay.
So her and her fiance.
Peterson.
Yep. Peterson was apprehended by police at his residence at around 10 p.m. So when was he at home?
Wait, what?
Yeah, so what time did she... So what time was the...
Supposedly around 9:30.
9:30, okay.
And then at 10, he was at his house?
Why would he go home?
Well, they might say later.
He was at Tully's.
Yeah, and he drove down. Yeah. No, it's all the way up at the top.
Way up here.
Yeah.
They have, I guess maybe, I'm speculating obviously, but possibly if he left the party and then she got killed, let's say, then that means they had an argument when they went out to get the gifts from the car.
Yeah, because why would if they both left and then he left, why? That doesn't make sense.
Because the next paragraph will take care of the next sentence.
Yeah. Peterson claims he drove home for forgotten presents and left Harmony alone in the parking lot where someone else must have attacked her.
Why the hell would he do that? Okay.
Right.
But it's probably true.
It may not be true. Maybe not.
When reached for comment, the fiance said, "This is a nightmare. Harmony is the love of my life. I had nothing to do with it. I'm cooperating with the police and we're going to find the real killer and they're going to pay." Ashcroft's friend. Jenny Rogers added, I can't imagine who would have wanted to break everyone's heart like that. She was truly special.
Because he was having an affair with Jenny Rogers. Go ahead.
It's possible. Local
possible.
ties. Ashcroft was a native to Riverdale, having been born and raised in the area. She attended Riverdale Elementary School and Howard Taft Junior High School.
Hung out with Archie and Jughead.
At Riverdale High, Ashcroft was a star athlete on the softball team. As the catcher, she led the team to the Indiana High School girls softball championship in both her junior and senior years. Yeah. Academic success. In addition to her athletic achievements, Ashcroft was a great student, maintaining a 3.95 grade point average throughout her years at Riverdale High. She made honor roll for her final 8 quarters of attendance. Class members recall the young Ashcroft as a bright warm girl.
Excuse me, got a question. How is she? I know this don't have probably nothing to do, but that makes no sense because a 3.5 throughout the whole, which is unless they have a different scale, which an A is usually a 4. So how come she just made honor roll in the last 2 years of her attendance? Of 2 years of her school.
I don't think they understand how that schooling works. She got a 3.95 grade average.
Yeah.
I mean,
still missed 0.05 to get an A.
Well, I know like here we have an A-B honor roll.
Well,
we have A honor roll and an A-B honor roll.
It doesn't, but considering if she because in order for you to get a grade point average that high and maintain it throughout your whole school, you would have to say, well, then it would make sense that she should have been in honor roll for her whole.
Almost, I was gonna say for like the whole time, but because that's not really anything to sneeze at. Even though my girl, you can push a little hard and get a 4.0, but all right. But I'm like 3.95 is still like she should have been. You're right about that, but they probably just don't understand how this works.
Okay, I'm just saying maybe it don't have anything to do with it, but I'm thinking about it.
But hey, I'm just saying, you're right. Can't pay attention to everything. You can get nothing by me.
But it did say she maintained the whole time.
Yeah.
The grade.
Yeah, but then why would they specifically put that in that next sentence that she only was on honor for the final 8 quarters?
Oh,
a quarter is 4. That means it's the last 2 years?
Yeah, she wasn't the whole time.
That's weird. Okay.
She wasn't the whole time. You can get nothing past Kim. Everybody in trouble now.
But that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Supernova said, "What's the GPA? Like I don't grade point average 3.95.
Yeah, 3.95.
She's pretty fucking close to a 4.0.
We will not get into how I feel about that.
Well, we know
they was talking about. I don't know how this school is. I wouldn't assume it would just be a junior senior school. I figure it would be at least freshman through senior.
Right.
Because what was the other one? Taft Junior High. I know where I go from. We just have elementary and high school, so I don't really know the difference between junior high and senior high.
Back when I graduated high school, there was junior high and senior high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that's how it is a lot of places. I don't know how those classes are divided. So if it's like junior high, like sophomore or freshman and sophomore?
Junior high can stop at 8 or 9. Most of the junior highs stopped at 9 though, and then the last 3 were senior.
Okay. I was going to say, since it said Riverdale High, that could possibly be junior and senior.
Why?
Because I know where I went to, it was elementary and high school. High school was 7th through 12th grade. But you wasn't classified as a classman or whatever until 9th. And they classified 9th and 10th as junior high and 11th, 12th as senior high, even though it was in the same building. So if it was that case, I mean, Riverdale High would have been senior high, 11th and 12th, and that would be 8 quarters.
That's weird.
And that could have been the grade average there and not the other or something. I don't know.
Because some of our high schools did have 9th grade in them, freshman year in them, but they're still junior. But now they don't even do that. Now it's elementary, middle, and high.
Yeah, I don't know. It says class members recalled the young Ashcroft as a bright, warm girl who would happily put the needs of others above her own. Everybody loved Harmony, says classmate Gina Spears. She had a sweet way about her that made it impossible to ever get upset at her. She was amazingly smart but humble about it. After graduating third in her class at Riverdale High, Ashcroft continued her legacy of academic success or excellence and athletic greatness at the University of Chicago on a full athletic scholarship. Child psychologist. As a psychology major at the University of Chicago, Harmony developed a keen interest in ways to help children develop. Those close to her insist that the seeds of such an interest were planted early in her childhood. As the oldest of 4 kids, she was amazingly skilled at helping her brothers and sisters, according to friend Jenny Rogers. It seems like the kind of career she was destined to have from a young age. And then the back of that.
Yeah, I can read some of this. It's a lot. They giving you a whole newspaper to read. Like, what?
It's like just part of a page. Cause I mean, you can tell it's like cut off on the side.
It definitely was.
But talk of the town, I don't really know.
This is the Examiner staff writer. I don't know if that's relevant.
Is it relevant?
I was about to say, this is the back of that page, so I don't really know if it's owl watching information, balanced calendar,
security guard indicated he said nothing at the time. I think he scrolled down to the next one.
Grant Park. Look, there's something about Grant Park.
Is it? Let's see. Grant Park board meets at noon Friday.
What day is the 8th on? Do we know?
I do not.
I guess it's a Saturday, May 9th, so that would have been Friday, the 8th.
Would have been the 8th, which would have been...
That's the night of her party, right? So they the next morning. All right, covered it.
10:30.
This board meeting said that happens every Friday at
12:30 p.m. Yeah. So in
this would have been that night at 8. I think it's when the thing was supposed to start. Friday nights.
Oh, that's
Where's Dale Bridge? Is that anything?
Let's see. On that map, maybe.
Dale Bridge.
Hermitage Street.
Do what?
No, I'm sorry. That was something. Don't have nothing to do with this. I'm sorry.
Riverdale Marina over there. Is that what that?
This that's on the bridge.
The Riverdale Marina over there to the side. That's on the paper. It's a annual Riverdale Marina extravaganza that happens on May 10th. So that would be after. That wouldn't be relevant, I guess, but it is on there, these locations and things that happen at these locations. So
I know there's a little piece of newspaper
downloader about her
that was stapled to it.
You want me to read it, or
you can or I can, it doesn't matter.
All right. Psychologist murder, continue from page A1. That's what you were reading. Say in 1995, Ashcroft, along with friend and fellow psychologist Jeffrey Beerson, founded a private practice mental health clinic called Helping Hands. I guess that's the one that's on the map.
Yeah.
There, she focused on assisting children who struggle with developmental needs. Okay. A well-respected member of the counseling community, Ashcroft occasionally spoke at various psychological workshops and symposiums. I hate that. Symposiums. According to colleague Beerson, at her advice was frequently sought by those who wanted to excel. She had a magic touch with kids, and everyone wanted to know how it worked. Community work, I guess, is all about stuff that she did. Really trying to lay it on thick why no one would have killed her, but apparently that didn't really amount to much. A beloved member. I'm just saying. She got her head bashed.
Toby was nice and he was killed.
Well, apparently people thought he was annoying, even though he was nice. That don't mean anything. It's always somebody who hates you. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
They say very nice things about Toby. They did.
they were mad. They were like annoyed with Toby. I'm just saying, you can be nice all you want. People like, you're annoying, behind your back. As a beloved member of the community, Ashcroft was well known for her willingness to lend a hand to those in need. She was a frequent organizer of charity events such as annual Helping Hand softball game, and in 1997 formed the Collateral for Children's Rights, a nonprofit organization focused on helping disadvantaged youth within Riverdale throughout the Wilson County. Yes, she was doing lots of things, but also, she met lots of people, and, there's that. Police confirmed that they are questioning and investigating several persons of interest, but have not released the names of suspects or individuals under arrest. Detective Stason is optimistic about the investigation. Just pinned it on random dude, I guess. There's a reason we don't see many homicides here in Riverdale, because we always get our guy. Yeah, okay, always. Listen, if you always get your guy,
and maybe it's a
but
girl.
if you always get your guy, that just means that you make sure that your case is closed, but that don't mean you got the right person. So don't give me like, we always get our guy, like whatever. Heard it before.
There's a reason why this don't happen.
Who's this kid? Jeffrey Riverdale's
Aaron Jeffries.
It's cut off.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the back side of the piece that
of the piece. Okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
something about the softball game and stuff.
Probably because she's
he has a
.369
batting average. What?
Batting average. With 4 home runs.
Nice. Future baseball player there, huh?
His favorite band is the Spice Girls.
I love them even more.
Watch out.
Yep.
Stop right there. Thank you very much.
Right. Another little newspaper article. Bones McBride arrested for murder of Harmony Ashcroft.
He's the oldest
Riverdale,
I've seen. Anyway, I'm sorry.
A 24-year-old man, Williams Bone McBride, has been arrested for the murder of local child psychologist Harmony Ashcroft. According to law enforcement. Do what?
I'm sorry. I said 24. He living a hard life because he looking easy 34.
At least.
According to
black
law enforcement.
Don't crack, so that's not good.
I don't know. He's doing some drugs or something. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
According to law enforcement authorities, the assault took place after a demand for money and a brief struggle with the victim. It also appeared that the victim's engagement ring was taken during the course of the violent encounter. It appeared that the assailant's motive for the attack was monetary. McBride has a long history of petty crimes in Riverdale, and all our evidence indicates that he was trying to get money and or valuables from the victim and struck her in the face with a blow so powerful it caved in her skull. He was then able to easily take the victim's engagement ring from her, then flee on foot, said Police Chief Brock Inman. He adds, "This is a scenario we've been seeing more and more across the country. Wherever you go. Of course, it's more common in large urban areas, but even a small community like Riverdale is not fully immune to such things. Our hope is that by catching this killer and putting him behind bars, it sends a message to the next guy and keeps our citizens safe." About 30 minutes.
Urban. Just saying.
About 30 minutes after the time of the murder, McBride was found in Grant Park with Harmony Ashcroft's ring in his possession. According to police, McBride offered no explanation for how he got the ring. After a detailed assessment of all suspects, witnesses, and evidence available, it became clear that we had identified the assailant. He was found with the victim's engagement ring in his hand 30 minutes after the murder. I mean, it's pretty obvious, said Police Chief Inman.
It's pretty obvious. That's not how he solved cases.
I would have thought he did it.
We wouldn't be here if that's the case.
Obvious, my bad. Anyway.
The police chief goes on to say, as tragic as these kinds of situations are, at least identifying the assailant and seeing him brought to justice gives family and friends an opportunity for closure. McBride is a lifelong resident of Riverdale. He spent his early years as a day laborer for Eagle Temps. He has also been briefly employed as a janitor in Ralph's Cafe and as a driver for Rusty's Pizza. When asked for comment, McBride denied any involvement in the murder. Ashcroft was also a native to Riverdale. She attended Riverdale Elementary School, Howard Taft Junior High School, and graduated third in her class from Riverdale High in
They
1990.
keep bringing that up.
Yeah. You know, you gotta make it sound like, why nobody
Right.
would have killed her.
She educated. We get it.
She was so smart and, you know, nice and stuff. So, like, nobody will hurt her. That's not how that works.
This took place in 98. Like, she was killed in 98, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was 28 years old when she died.
Yeah.
So this is 8 years before when she graduated. She would have been 20. You graduate 18 unless you flunked.
Yeah.
She probably wasn't
So,
too smart.
well, what happened? Because they confusing me now with that rhetoric, right? They're like,
You're late.
3.95 average.
No, wait. She could have started.
But then she was a honor roll for the end, which didn't make sense anyway. She was the whole time.
There are 19-year-olds who graduate.
There are 19, but 20?
But
She
wait,
was
stay with me.
She didn't have a leap year birthday. What you trying to cut?
Nope. She could have graduated when she was 19 and turned 20 in that year of 1990.
You reaching, Aphrodite.
Hey,
Really?
I still think that would put her flunking at least 1 year.
Yeah.
Which it could have been like elementary.
she started school a year late. Everybody don't start school on time. Some people, parents keep them home an additional year, then they go in.
Maybe somebody who wrote the case was paying attention to that.
They wasn't paying attention to dates and things. So whatever.
They tried though. They tried.
Toby.
I did get this at Walmart, so it's not gonna be as high quality as the other one I get.
Look at Nova talking about every time the video buffs, I take a hit. Well, listen, this is the internet, girl. You gonna be taking a lot of them. I'm just telling you.
Oh my god.
More evidence. Here we go. What was this? Fingerprint.
Yeah, this is a 10 print.
Why everybody Irish in this town?
Maybe it's an Irish community. I don't know.
Even a place like Tully's, that's Irish too.
Well, we got Tully's here in Maryland.
Yep. All right. Well, this is a 10 print card.
Damn, they got dude's social security and stuff up there. They got all his government going.
Listen, he a criminal. He don't have rights no more.
No respect.
Show all his shit. What you talking about?
He's skinny, 170 pounds, 6'2".
Yeah.
Oh, it's your type.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
All right. Suspects.
Look at him.
Mr. Bones.
He looks confused. Like, why are y'all taking this picture?
No, but he got eyes like our family. He got those crazy eyes like my family. Brother.
He looked like, why y'all taking this picture of me? I ain't murdered nobody. Well, I just got this ring.
On a car.
On the car.
I'm sorry. In transition, I told you he was freaking homeless. I told you.
Well, obviously, why would he be there at night? They were like, well, he got 3 jobs. How's he homeless?
Why
like,
would,
you understand
like,
homeless work. Okay.
Like we said last time, why would anybody go to Alaska and fucking camp out there for 5 months?
Right. People don't do things that make sense.
Especially voluntarily. It's like, yeah, I want to go.
Right, though? Like, listen.
I mean, I might have, but
I'd have went.
Well, we know you might have. You've been doing all kinds of crazy stuff, DL.
I'd have been like, yeah, I'm gonna go because Rusty gonna go. I'll hang with him. He cool.
First off,
Rusty
like,
was
you
already
being
there.
out at night. I mean, she could have got bashed in the head by anybody, like, in a parking lot, though. Like she could have.
right, let's
They
see.
was
I
mad,
find
though.
this person of interest form to be suspect.
Yep.
Oh, watch out. Kim did the head throw. Y'all in trouble. Yeah, it
no
does.
phone numbers. Prior arrests, too many to list. Nothing violent.
So apparently he's
Several
left-handed.
stuff.
The man
He's
is left-handed with this woman being 5'4" and he's 6'2". So that would basically make him the height of wherever it's supposed to be. So it looks like this big black man basically went and killed this little white woman and basically
The
over
ring.
some little stank ass ring. Please forgive me. I'm sorry.
But I'm saying that I just thought he did it too when they found him with the ring.
No, I mean, if I was a good
because
detective,
there's
I would be
so
like,
many
maybe he
other things.
found it and he stole it, maybe, or found
Or
it. She could have dropped
maybe-
it in the
Okay.
conversation.
Here's
Just
the
because they
scenario.
had-
Boyfriend snatched the ring off of her and threw it. Bitch, I ain't marrying you now. Forget
Yeah, that's
you.
Yeah.
I love
Right.
automatically
And then he
assume
said
that
they had an argument, I think, and he drove home because he was like, I'm leaving you here.
yeah, I ain't
I'm
doing
leaving
this
you
no
here.
more.
Screw you,
And
wench.
nobody go and
No.
get no gifts. First off, why is the bride and groom going to get gifts? What? Shouldn't the people be bringing the gifts? Why is he going home and get who he getting gifts for?
That was a lie they told when they left out so they could go out and argue in the parking lot. Or in the
What, they
alley.
going to go get the people that's coming to the thing for them gifts? Like, come on
He
now,
didn't
what?
take it. She took the ring and said, take your fake ass ring.
And threw it, and he probably just found it there.
Homeboy found it, was like, yeah, I'm gonna give me some crack.
If he homeless, he like, hey, I can sell this. Like, I just found it. I'm not doing nothing wrong.
If you notice, the only two black people have to vouch for each other, which means they can't vouch for each other.
This is a fact. This is the fact. Like, they ain't gonna help you. Like, they ain't gonna listen to you.
Like, why I got these three women up on here? What
I need my alibi.
But then you have 4 women. You still be fucking.
Well, yeah, but she'd be on my side. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I mean,
I'm
we're
doing
on separate sides here, but
I don't know about that. I think she'd be on the side of the women.
I'm not gonna leave DL hanging. He be all right. My bro, I
at least
can't
got
leave
one
him
of my
hanging.
sisters there.
Yeah.
DL Tillery, DL. Well, I ain't got my brother with me right now.
He in the chat. See, still here.
Okay.
Bones' individual statements. I was at Rainbow's bar until right after 9. From there, I went to Grant Park to get some rest and fell asleep. The next thing I remember is being surrounded by 20 officers, shining lights in my eyes. Someone put a ring in my hand while I was sleeping, or one of the police put it on me.
Oh.
What the fuck?
And this
That's
was
even
at
worse. Wow.
9:30.
Not shocking.
Individuals
Sounds like real
who
life
can
for
confirm your
sure now.
whereabouts at the date and time of the incident. Wally Bryson, bouncer. Phone number, I don't know. Home address, bouncer at
I don't know
Rainbow's
number.
bar.
I don't know where he
Oh,
lives.
so Rambo's
Wally Bryson
bar.
was the only other black guy, the big buff black guy that was in one of those pictures.
Yeah, old big dog.
How far is Rambo from? Okay, it ain't that far.
Yeah,
Right
but I don't
here.
know if he a
And
suspect.
that's Tully's.
Yeah, Tully's and Grant Park. So he went from Rambo's bar to Grant Park, and Tully's was right there. So they were like, "Well, you could have passed by there." But what time did she get killed? 9.
They said around 9:30.
9:30.
But he left there at 9.
He was still at the bar at 10, though, right?
No, he said
No,
he
he
left
said
the
he
bar
left
at 9.
A little after 9.
He left around 9.
Right after 9.
The incident happened 9:30ish.
Yeah.
So
The
do it.
time.
I mean, not
He
to,
was right there at Tully's. It wouldn't have
but
made
not to
like
be ignorant. It don't take a half hour to get from where he was to Tully's.
yeah, not
Yeah,
don't
they
take
says
that
right
long
after.
to bash
So it
her
could be like
head.
9:05, 9:10.
Right, and he said he went straight to the Brown Park. Not that they're gonna believe him, obviously, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
But
All
what time did does it say what time the cops picked him up? Or
Devil's advocate is going to be real hard to prove that he didn't do this.
I don't think it says actual time. No, I think it just says the incident time on it.
because it would help to like what time they were picking him up, because I mean he would have time to go to sleep and lay down on the bench or whatever he was sleeping at, and somebody had to put the ring on him. He's saying, you know what I'm saying?
If what he's saying is true,
I don't necessarily know everything he said. It's like maybe a half truth, because he could have been on his way to Grand Park and was found that ring on the way and continued on his way. Because I'm still convinced that the fiance had an argument and he left because they had an argument. I don't care what he trying to say. I want to get some gifts.
That any man would leave, and I know this is chauvinistic, but I refuse to believe that any man would leave his fiance in an alley. He would wait till she went inside.
If they mad at each other, definitely. I think they had an argument.
What was up with that?
He's not being honest, because, you know, if he said we had an argument, they would have been like, yeah, you did it, because they obviously go after family members as a first for, like, murders.
Yep. All right, this is a witness statement. This is by that Wally Bryson.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I confirm William Bones McBride was removed from my bar at 9 p.m. on May 8th. This is a man I have seen on a number of occasions at my place of employment, Ramble's Bar. Bones is a regular customer there. I would describe him as a nice guy. He is well liked by the staff and other patrons. On a few occasions, we've had to warn him not to panhandle in front of the bar, but apart from that, he's usually fine. He has even charmed his way into a few free beers. That's the kind of guy he is. I remember seeing him last night on the 8th. It was a Friday, and he came in smiling as usual. But I also remember an argument that took place right at 9 p.m., the end of happy hour. Bones missed the last call for free happy hour drinks and was upset because he was broke, and he was yelling at the bartender for ignoring him. The bartender signaled for me to escort him out, so I did. By then, things had calmed down, and Bones was on his way out, ready to leave on his own. He said something like, "I'll just go get me some money and I'll be back in an hour." As Bones left, me and JT, the bartender, looked at each other and smiled. We expected him to go out to the front of the bar and panhandle like he had done in the past, but he didn't. He walked out the door and kept walking. I figured he had some other way of finding some money. I haven't seen him since.
Bird's like, I don't trust anybody named Willie. He said my money's still on Chad. I'm like, I don't think Chad is a suspect. You just don't trust you named Chad.
You got the CHA problem. Unlike Stewie.
Like Chase, yeah.
Team Chase?
Yeah.
DL's only flaw.
No. For a recorded interview with Williams McBride at 2:16 in the morning at the Riverdale Police Department. Please state your name for the record. William McBride. Go by Bones. Bones, looks like you've got some explaining to do. Look, I know it looks crazy, me with that dang ring in my hand, but you got to believe me, I've never seen that thing before in my life. I guess life, whatever. It just stops, okay? We'll get to the ring. Let's start with what you were doing sleeping in the park. How did you wind up there?
Who would kill somebody and go right a few minutes away and lay down?
Right?
Sure, like, I hope I get caught.
Do I have, like, blood on me? I might have time to go wash it off. Well, I was at Rambo's, and let's just say that didn't work out for me. I was escorted out, and I needed a place to sleep. The beds on Grant Park ain't exactly 4-star accommodations, but it do. What happened at Rambo's? I missed the last call for happy hour, so that put a dent in my plans. I go to JT, the bartender, hell of a guy usually. I'm like, come on, cut me some slack, please. I've been trying to get your attention for the last 10 minutes. As many times as I've been there, he still doesn't budge. He calls the bouncer on me, and I'm like, okay, I'll just see if I can scrape together a little money, come back and finish the night off with a few more drinks. But I didn't make it. I started walking around and realized I was messed up, so I just headed to Grant Park and lay down to get some rest. Do you remember what happened, what time this happened? I don't know, 9, maybe 9:15. Then next thing you know, I'm getting a wake-up call from Riverdale's finest. I guess I had a ring in my hand. I remember it being there, but I swear to you, I don't know how it got there. You need to investigate that officer. It must have been him.
Oh, he was already drunk, though, a little. Okay.
He had been there drinking. And
yeah, he just wanted to keep drinking, I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Is that a common thing for you? Waking up with items in your possession without having any idea how they got there. Let's just say my drinking is a common thing, but killing somebody like that lady, that's not my style. Please, you got to believe me. Look, I've been in the joint before. If they lock me up for killing that pretty lady, I won't last more than a week in there. Is it possible that you stole that ring? You mean from the lady? Look, I told you, I'm no Boy Scout, but violence isn't my thing. I'll level with you, Bones. It doesn't look good for you. You were kicked out of the bar at 9. At 10, the police picked you up with a ring in your hand. That's plenty of time to leave the bar, walk over to Tully's, rob the girl, take the ring. I wouldn't do that. Look, I know you didn't mean to kill her. What happened? You get a little scruffle and there was an accident? No, not at all. That's a lie. I never met the girl in my life, and that's the honest truth. As soon as you start telling me the truth, that's when things are going to get better for you. It was an accident. I get it. Work with us. Work with us, and we can get this down to involuntary manslaughter. You'll be out in 18 months with behavior.
Wait a minute. The real big lie. You involuntary manslaughter, and you'll be out in 18 months. Nah.
Don't listen to nothing they say. I'm just telling you.
I almost said a really big word.
But honestly, when you commit a crime, if you have a chance for parole or good behavior or whatever, you only have to serve a sixth of the time.
That's why they always offer you that shit. Like, oh, just say you do it. But that's just so they can close their cases.
Ain't murder like 35 years?
Be like, you know you didn't do something. I ain't saying I did shit.
Depends on what happens in court.
I think intentional manslaughter is like 30 to 40 years.
Yeah, it depends on what
involuntary manslaughter would be.
It does, because sometimes people don't be like getting that long and shit, depending. I mean, but in his case, like I'm just saying,
like I said, I mean, you only have to serve
kill the white girl. Like,
they're gonna throw the book at him. So
he be like two consecutive life sentences or something.
At least.
At least.
How many years you get for manslaughter?
For regular manslaughter, I think it's 30 to 40.
So that's life
first
plus?
Account, maybe.
So if you do a 6 of that, that's still like 5 years, not 18 months.
Yeah, but this is involuntary manslaughter. That's
like parole,
like you didn't intend to kill him.
Good behavior, get out, blah blah blah. But you say he been in it. What you say he been in there for like 20 years or some shit?
Something like that.
Hold on, I'll be back.
So here we go. I guess he ain't getting no parole. I'm just saying, but I guess also not shocked.
18 months. That would be 9 years. Sentence. I don't know what would be 9.
It's crazy though.
They probably rounded up to 10 at least.
20 years. Then he ain't getting no.
I haven't done any.
I mean, because he ain't a murderer, so that means he could have got out on good behavior.
But it wouldn't matter because once he said he did it, he was not getting involuntary manslaughter.
And it depends on what
happened in court.
The judge is going to, because basically doing sentencing, it depends on what the judge is going to say, whether or not he has a jury trial or if it's going to be by. There's so many different variables,
and it could go.
And then even then, you are allowed to go before a parole board, and they get to decide if they want to let you out.
They want to let you out or not.
Yeah.
So, but my whole thing is like they're not going to look and. Like color aside, because we know that color plays in this craziness, but they're not going to look. They look at him as being worth giving anything less than 100 years.
And also, I mean, he could be saying that like with no prior convictions, but he's been
he got
minor theft and stuff.
Minor
that's going to also add on to it.
Yeah,
but just devil's advocate side, if he had done this, he killed a doctor who was doing good throughout the community, was well known as
child doctor,
lovely thing, and all he was some homeless alcoholic
who already had priors.
So we know that humans
or not
even, but the humans don't look at other humans that way, and they would go.
And also, it'd more likely be the jury. If it goes into a jury trial, they're going to pick what they want.
They would just destroy him. Like
the jury.
Because I know I've done a lot of cases like with the jury, and it could be like 20 to 30 years like minimum to like max of this or whatever, and they do like the max, and then the judge will like add like multiple different charges for that max and have them run like one after the other, so the max might be like 50 years, but he gets like 3 of those, so he has to serve 150 years straight. That poor dude.
What's that called?
It don't even matter. Your shit is over. That's what you get. Like it don't like fuck it.
Stewie, that's like consecutive years.
That's consecutively.
Consecutive.
Yeah.
I always get it mixed up. Non-consecutive.
Concurrently would mean that it was
concurrently
together.
Is like
Yeah, at the
If
same
you serve
time.
a 20-year sentence and a 30-year sentence, the 20-year sentence is within that. So you're still only serving
Yeah.
30 for
Right.
concurrently. But consecutive, you would have to serve that 20 years for this and 30
And
years
then
for
30
this.
years for that. Right.
Yeah. And then usually
Moral of the story: don't fuck up. Don't be
on
in places at the wrong time. Just saying.
when they do the concurrent, you're only allowed parole on one of them, and it's whatever they put at the end. So you still have to serve a full whatever. So probably about the 30 years you had to serve full. And then they let that 20 be at the end with the parole on that.
Yeah, man. Hey, word, man. Like, listen, don't get in trouble. Like, don't even just don't. Like, don't even be in place at night. Nighttime come home. Forget it. Nope, because somebody gonna do something stupid. You're gonna be caught in it, and then you're gonna be in the prison for life or some shit. No.
I'll be right back. My lights are flickering.
Okay, girl. Oh my goodness. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, this was not a good night to be homeless. This was not a good night to be drinking and shit.
Nah.
That's why you should drink at home. Like, and he homeless. Like, if you homeless and like drinking and homeless, you just wait for somebody to
Just
set
sleep
you
outside
up
the
or
bar. Don't go to a random dark area by yourself.
Like, he was just better off just be like, listen, I know I missed the happy hour. I'm just gonna sit my happy ass here and then soak up the fact that there's liquor around me. Like,
It's good to be homeless and a drunk.
Yeah, you don't go off to dark places, but that's exactly what people do.
I don't know why my lights are flickering, but if my power go out, that's why.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as you start telling me the truth, that's when things are going to get better for you. It was an accident. I get it. Work with us, and we can get this down to involuntary manslaughter. You'll be out 18 months with good behavior, but only if you cooperate with us right now. You're looking at life behind bars, McBride. William McBride, it wasn't me, period. Look, do I get a lawyer or something? Your lawyer's not here yet. I suppose I shouldn't talk until they get here. You don't have to talk at all if you don't want. Okay, look, I told you, I don't know how the ring got there. You believe me, right? You seem like a charming guy, and I know you've gotten used to charming change out of good folk here in Riverdale, but this is a pretty rough bind you're in, and you're gonna need more than a little charm to get out of it. I'm sure we'll have more questions for you later. We'll be in touch.
Oh boy.
That was a short interview.
Looks like a
All
friend.
right, Bird said he gotta head out.
All right. Thanks for
He said
stopping by.
justice for Bones. We're gonna try, Bird. We're gonna try to save him.
We'll all be together next week.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Witness statement. This is Officer Kent Grayson. Is this the
This is
one
the
that
arresting officer.
arrested him? Yeah.
Yeah, the arresting officer.
The suspect was an individual we've had many prior encounters with. His name is William McBride. He is known as Bones. McBride had been spotted many times sleeping in Grant Park or in various public places around town. His priors consisted mainly of public drinking and disturbing the peace.
Wow.
It was 10
They probably
o'clock.
knew where he was sleeping and went and set him up.
Possibly. He thinks that they placed the ring in his hand. It was 10 o'clock when I approached the suspect with the intention of waking him up and telling him to move along. But when I saw something unusual in his hand, I immediately contacted my captain as the situation.
Yeah.
He told
How do you see a ring in somebody's hand?
If you put it,
How do you see it? Do you see anything in my hand?
Yeah, that's true.
How do you see a ring in someone's hand?
If you put it in there, you see it.
And on top of it,
here you go.
He would have had to contact his superior if he thought something was suspicious about this gentleman. But anyway.
He already knew him, so.
Yeah, he told me to place the suspect under arrest for murder while he called for backup. We had been aware that a murder had taken place that night and that a suspect was at large. By the time Mr. McBride had woken up, the backup had arrived. How long does it take to wake up a dude?
I guess he couldn't wake him up, right? Like, how drunk was he?
Or how close is this police station?
Right.
You know, he had powers, magical powers, that he could see through somebody's hand.
Well, I'm not trying to be funny, but they get there in 2 seconds flat if they know some black dude done killed that white lady.
I don't know how it is.
They're like, pew, like what teleportation?
Trust me, I know how it is.
He can see.
I might be white, but I work with the courts, and I've got black friends that's been arrested. I know how it is.
You know.
Wait a minute, hold up. You're white?
I know. When did that happen?
It's because of these walls. You can't tell.
We've been hanging with a white guy, y'all.
Oh man, I forget that. Stop messing with him.
Shit.
Next thing you say, you got red hair.
I've had red hair before. I tried to bleach it blonde, and it
every
turned red.
color before.
He seemed quite disoriented. He was then told that he was under arrest for the murder of Harmony Ashcroft. At this time, the suspect became belligerent and uncooperative. He repeatedly screamed that he was innocent and he didn't know where the ring came from.
Okay.
Yeah, it's consistent. Because if you're a liar, you can't be consistent. Because when you lie, you got to keep making it up. You know what I'm
Officer Craig Grayson, I'm telling you, he got that see-through shit vision. That's how he saw it.
I mean, he knew him though. That's a problem.
But he ain't got the power to shake somebody awake though.
Look at this fool. Anyway.
No, he's looking like, wait, what?
They took a picture of him while he was like, look, I didn't do it. Like,
and they only ever use the worst picture. Not that I know.
They be like, wait a minute, let me fix my head. Hold on a second. Let me get this shit straight. All right, I'm ready. That ain't gonna happen.
I wasn't saying it from experience.
I don't know. Her fiance looks so special.
Yep.
Probably bashed her in the head and drove off.
How big is he?
Like Russian mafia. Anyway, whatever.
He is 6 foot, 180, left-handed.
Yeah. So, okay, that's another left-handed dude.
Yeah.
And that's over 6 feet tall.
There we go. Yep. That's gonna be like everybody watch.
Size 10 shoe though.
All this.
I like the marital status. They wrote something. It's like, no, let's scribble that out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Wait a minute, y'all.
We ain't married yet. Fuck this bitch. Like, what? That's suspect. He was like, she dead. Why does it matter what you put? Like, no, we ain't married.
Bitch died.
Yeah, he bashed her head and he drove off and left her there.
I don't think he did it.
He's a real estate broker.
Nope, can't trust him.
Realty.
Nope, can't trust him. He did it. He a real estate broker.
He has 2 cars, a 97 Audi and a 96 Land Rover. So pretty new cars, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, real estate broker.
Yeah, because it's 1998, so they're only two or 3 years out.
And he could have bought them brand new. I mean, we don't know how long.
Right. Yeah, real estate broker, he be rolling.
I was about to say real estate is pretty wealthy, at least around here.
Get a good cut on the brokers.
All right, this is what I want to hear.
Okay, Harmony and I went to the parking lot to check the Land Rover for my parents' presents but they weren't there, so I drove home to get the presents and left Harmony in the parking lot to return to the party. She was 50 feet away from the door when I left. Police apprehended me at my home when I was picking up the presents.
That's pretty fast. Like, I guess we look at the map and see like where their house was.
They showed us how he lived far.
Well, they also mentioned this is a small town.
Yeah, it is not big. So
I mean, I know like the town I live in right now, you can drive across town in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, obviously, because he left, and then like they picked him up right after that.
The town I'm originally from, you could drive all the way across town in like 5. And there's not that many streets from here over there. I mean, there's a bunch right here, but I mean, you got like 1, 2.
And then up there, it's not that far. Yeah, it's up the road. It's not that far.
Yeah.
So he drove there, and then they were picking him up.
Wait a minute. Is this a real map? Because don't they have a key?
Yeah, they have a key in there. About a mile, 2 miles. So, maybe about 4 miles. 4
Yeah,
miles.
3 or 4 miles. Yeah, that's
Don't
not
take
too
long in your vehicle. So
Yeah, I
what
mean,
time?
you're driving 30
What
miles an
time he
hour.
left? Depends on what time he left her.
Yeah, I mean, if you
He
leave,
said by the time
if
he
you're
got
driving,
home, they were picking him up.
yeah, if you're driving at 30 miles an hour for 4 miles, that's like 8
Where
minutes.
is Ripple? Okay, whatever. I'm ahead. I'm sorry.
Do what?
She's on my
No,
head.
I'm ahead. I'm looking for a particular street name.
Street name. Oh,
Uh,
they're all over the place.
I'm looking for Ripplebrook Lane.
Why do I feel like I saw that?
Because it's probably on there somewhere.
So it's not on there from here that I see.
I'm not seeing anything with a lane. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
further on maybe.
No, I saw something.
What other evidence do we have, dear?
There's something we read.
No, I'm sorry. Because I looked at Jenny Rogers. So basically, because I'm wondering how come she can be his confirm of his whereabouts. What's going on? Was she at the party? Was she,
Yeah.
I don't know if they had a picture of her up there.
I know they had a picture of her in the evidence.
So that means she was
a really pretty girl.
guest. So that means she was a guest.
Let's see. I'm guessing. I don't know if that's what these are or not, but
I assume because they're not
There she
suspect.
is.
Jenny Rogers, okay. Yeah.
She's pretty.
I mean, we have the suspect or the witness thing.
Yeah, I think the
phone, so
suspects
I'm sure
are.
we'll probably have it.
Yeah.
I know we got a bunch of sheets on all these.
All right. So what's
Yeah, right here, Jenny Rogers.
Oh, she was a witness. Okay.
Oh, this is where I'm seeing Ripple Brick.
Oh, on her.
Brook or Brook Lane. Yeah.
Where she lives. Guess where she lives, huh?
All right. Harmony has been my friend since college. We have always been very close, and that's why her murder is such a devastating event in my life. I was there on the night that Harmony and Christian first met. Harmony and I were at a nightclub enjoying a rare night on the town. We were both in grad school working pretty hard, so it felt good to get out and spend an evening doing something other than writing papers. But it was a typical night at a nightclub. Guys were difficult to deal with that night with all the corny jokes and come-ons. Then along came Christian. He walked up to Harmony, took a seat, and smiled. After a few seconds, he said, "How do you like me so far?"
Why
We all burst.
Boy?
I have no idea.
This all had shit to do with this girl being killed.
We all burst out laughing. It was like he somehow knew how rough the night had been, and he was determined to rescue Harmony from it, and that's what Christian was to her, an escape from ordinary guys. It was exciting to her, and of course he had her wrapped around his finger. The engagement party started off lots of fun until the arguments.
See?
Because she was in love with him.
Yep.
Until the argument.
She backdoor fucking snitching.
The argument. The
Okay.
arguments.
There was supposed.
I told you. I knew some shit was.
I told you the argument, duh. Let's
There
go.
was supposed to be presents for Christian parents for Christian's parents. What?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's supposed to be from or.
No, 4. That's what he was going to get, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was like the presents that they had got them, and they just hadn't opened it. They was gonna wait till the shower. But why would people be getting his parents presents?
Yeah, why
That's
would
what
they
I
be
said.
giving presents? But neither here nor there.
Some people do that.
Weird people.
Like, I don't like my in-laws. Not to get them presents.
See, that's
Fuck
why
that.
you know that.
I don't like my own parents that much.
I mean, I'm not giving nobody no gifts at my engagement party. All right.
That's what I'm
whatever.
thinking.
All
I
right.
was like, to buy an engagement party. You couldn't give it to me.
Parents presents because it's like thank you for having this wonderful.
Well, you send those after the wedding,
so
like the thank you.
for thinking her.
I was about to say the couple would send it like afterwards, but not like before.
I didn't get married. Like, will something fall through? Like her getting her head bashed in. You gonna get a gift?
Oh God!
We get to keep the can opener.
Right. He probably wondering that. I mean, he got all the stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Just saying.
There were supposed to be presents for Christian's parents, but I guess there was confusion over who had to bring them. Harmony was certain that she left them in the car, but Christian thought she left them at home. They weren't screaming, but they started getting snippy with each other in front of everybody, and it was kind of awkward. I think maybe the pressure of the wedding was getting to them. Getting married isn't easy. Christian had a look on his face that was kind of intense. His jaw was clenched, and his eyes were red with anger.
Oh,
They left the party together to see the presents were in the car. You got the feeling that the argument probably continued outside as they left.
So she filling up her alibi for how she killed them.
When they left, you could hear a pin drop. Then her sister told a joke like, I can see Harmony inherited her memory from mom. She lightened the mood up a little, and people got back to normal until the busboy came running in saying Harmony was hurt in the parking lot, and we all rushed out at once. My initial reaction was absolute shock. Harmony's brother is in med school and started trying to do CPR or something, but we could see she was already dead. I'm still in shock. We told police Christian killed her, but nobody actually saw that happen, so it could have been someone else. Harmony told me about a few weird guys at work, a stalker, and some deadbeat dad. You should check them out. Talk to her office manager, Cheryl. I don't even know what to think right now.
There was other people that could have killed her, but they would have randomly been out there, or maybe there's a stalker. I mean, he would have been outside there anyway, waiting for her.
I just want to know how she snuck out.
I like how fucking Christian put her down as like somebody that could confirm his story, and then she's just calling him out.
She was like, Christian did it! Damn, throw him under the bus.
I'm not for sure, but I think they were still arguing when they went outside.
It just seemed like he looked mad, like he had red eyes.
He was raging.
He was ready to slap her. That's what she
was
implying. She's
But
telling everything, stuff they didn't even ask. She's just writing the whole story in there.
Right. Did nobody ask you where did he meet?
She one of them people that run the mouth even through writing. She couldn't.
She in love with Christian.
Maybe.
She's jealous of her friend Harmony.
Or she probably just jealous that they get about the marriage. It could be just that simple.
Maybe. But I mean, she didn't kill her obviously because she was inside the whole time.
It's her story.
That's true, but I don't know.
Out and came back in.
How tall is this bitch? We don't know yet.
I have no idea.
What fucking hand she used?
You'll find out that she's a javelin thrower, man, and so she.
This bitch got strong arm.
They gotta be tall.
All right, her interview, or his interview, Christian's interview. Please state your name for the record. Christian Corey Peterson. How did you know Harmony Ashcroft? She's my fiance. We're supposed to get married tomorrow morning. I know this is difficult, but can you tell me about where you were when you learned about Harmony's death? I was in my house when the police came storming through the front door. There must have been 20 of them. I didn't really know what the heck was happening, to be honest. I thought it was kind of a joke until one of them tackled me and slammed my face against the floor. They thought I killed her. It wasn't me. Obviously, it wasn't me. What other leads do you have? I know 2 or 3 people you need to talk to.
Damn.
He got a list already?
Damn, everybody.
I like how
if y'all have that kind of list, shouldn't y'all been getting some kind of restraining orders? I mean, that's gonna make them mad, but shouldn't y'all been reporting it? This is this list of people who want to kill me.
Yeah, think if it's 2 or 3 people that he can think about, then maybe you should have left her in the alley.
Didn't y'all say that they kept saying she's so nice, nobody will heard of it. Hey, here's this list of people that probably killed her.
She's just as sweet as honey.
But everybody said it, even her friends.
There was that one.
Yep. But I like how McBride and him both mentioned there's 20 cops, and this is supposed to be a small town. There's gonna be no 40 cops on duty.
20 of them with McBride, so that's
that they probably all bored
because apparently
nothing going on.
I grew up in a small town. There was maybe 2 cops on duty at all times.
I was going to say they ain't got no 20 cops.
No.
There's 2 cops on duty, and they're usually up at the coffee house drinking.
It's more cops than residents.
Talk about 20 cops. We all try to convince a small town and then be 20 cops, and then other cops they be killing people in the urban areas and stuff.
Our next challenge is that we have to write a murder mystery.
Apparently,
We
we don't
did.
have our
Oh, yeah.
dates right.
I've thought about writing one of my stories as a murder mystery, like a fantasy sci-fi murder mystery type ordeal.
I'm just saying.
I got one of those on the back burner, murder mystery.
Yeah, I was about to say this is like fucking 20 projects later, but yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
back there. It's back there
It's
somewhere.
there.
All right, go ahead, Stuart.
All right, let's back up a little to the argument. Suspect remains silent. Do I need to remind you? Yes, Harmony and I had a little disagreement over what happened to the presents for my parents. Was this a common thing the two of you get into fights? I wouldn't call it a fight. It was just a disagreement. That's all. You didn't answer my question. Was this a common thing? No, I don't think. You don't have issues with your temper? No, I don't. You ever
Like
hit
he didn't
Harmony?
admit it.
Never. I'd fucking admit that I have anger issues. I tell people that all the time.
You do. He wouldn't right now. I'd be like, nah, they gonna get mad. Nah.
Well,
He'll be implicating stuff like, look, I get mad a lot.
But maybe he don't. He might not have.
Yeah.
Just tell him everything.
Yeah. You ever hit Harmony? Never. For a guy with no anger issues, you seem pretty hot under the collar. My fiance is dead. I was supposed to get married tomorrow, and now I'm sitting in this box with you. Why are you questioning me? We're wasting time. You think I just get in an argument with her in front of both of our families and then take her out back and kill her? So who did? Ratliff, the guy at the clinic. He'd been stalking her. Why are you not grilling him like this?
So how come you left her in the daggone? Anyway,
that's what I said.
You talking about she got stalker, but you just rolled out. She was about 50 feet from the bar. Like,
I'm gonna say
over
that.
some dumb presents for your parents.
You could have given it to him later when y'all finished the party. Like, don't come at me.
Well, you could.
I was about to say, I'm sure parents could have came by the house. You know what it is.
After the party, see, they could have just came to the house. Like, why you driving over there? Y'all was mad at each other and you drove off. Don't try to fake this.
Again, I don't think he did it, but I think it's like he was mad and left her ass in the alley. Like
he was. He was like, fuck you then. Like, rolled out. I'm sure some ring got thrown or that somebody picked that ring up and put it
she took a ring off like, F me, F you. Cling, ching, 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 ching.
Yep.
That's what it sounded like happened to me. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Or maybe that psycho Navy guy who lost his kid. I don't know his name, but he blames Harmony for losing custody over his kid. He was a deadbeat, but I told her not to testify. It was too risky, but she didn't care. Had you ever met either of these guys? No, but Harmony painted a pretty good picture for me. She talked about how the one guy was stalking her, calling the clinic, coming down, making threats. And the other guy with the son, he's a psychopath, has PTSD or something probably. I can't believe I did that.
And I left her in the alley.
I can't believe I did that. Okay.
So I'm sorry.
So is he like,
He was like, what? Right in the middle of talking?
Wait a minute. You can't believe you did what?
That's what he says. I can't believe I did that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
talking about this. Talking about the dude could have PTSD or something. I can't believe I did that.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
should have done more to protect her. I knew that guy was stalking her, but we just thought after a while he'll run out of energy. I should have done more. I should have never let her stay there on her own like that, especially knowing some creep was after her. I swear she was like 50 feet from the door when I left. Were there footprints? Do you know where the killer came from? How would you describe your relationship with the victim? Excuse me? Would you describe it as healthy? Were you both happy? She was everything.
I wouldn't say anything less than that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I hated that bitch. I was only marrying her for her money.
I ain't gonna
right?
that.
He's the one with the money. It seems like I don't know. They probably both had money.
They kill me when they
psychologists.
Bro.
She was everything. What I'm asking is, she was everything. So there was no abuse, no control issues. Abuse? Are you listening to me? Are you crazy? I wouldn't hurt her for anything. As for control, I just wanted Harmony to be Harmony. That's all. I didn't need to control her. She can't be controlled. I just wanted her to be who she was forever. I wanted us to grow old together till death do we part. Till what? Till death do we part. It's just a stupid thing we say to each other about the wedding, but now sobbing noises heard from the suspects. That will be all, Christian. We will be in touch. And if there's anything else you can think of that will help us, don't keep it to yourself, okay?
Wait a minute. So basically, you put the blackmail. You put the blackmail. Whoa! What the heck did I do?
They let him go. Wait, they suspected him of killing her, and they let him go.
Yes. Oh, come
But
on, man.
they suspected the black guy of killing her, and they didn't let
And
him.
they put him in jail.
Well, they trying to stick to realism. It's quite realistic. They
No, I mean, like,
don't want to be like making us think that it would be
real
fair.
Anyway.
It's got to be believable, guys. Come on now.
like, all jokes aside, that's really sideways. Because I'm like, I thought they put him in jail too.
No, he told him about those other people, so he got, he fed him some extra people. Yeah,
That's really kind of messed up.
and really like real life too.
Yep.
It is. Whoa, look at this guy. What, Rex, calm down, man. Look mad.
Think this is the Stalker guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ratcliffe. Yeah.
Rex Ratliff.
Yep. I would like to see this guy.
The suspect looking crazy. And he's 25. Come on, they need to get better stock photos.
Girl, what you talking about? He could actually be 25. Like, he could actually be 25. I don't know what you talking about.
25-year-old child.
Oh God.
Girl, he looked 25 to me. I don't know what you mean.
I don't know. He looks older than I am. So
It don't matter, DL. Like, he be 25 and he may be 25, but he look like he 40.
25-year-old son.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, like, there's plenty of people that be 25 but don't look like they could be doing some hardcore stuff, but they just didn't age well. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So
but
let's not be judging. He might be 25.
Looking like they 10 years older than what they actually are.
Listen, they trying to be realistic here. Stop knocking them for being realistic.
no, he's 5'9".
Hire me for cash.
He's 5'9". He average height right there. Okay.
Yeah,
5'9",
left-handed.
25 pounds. He a big
Everybody
boy.
left-handed. What is with this? Most people be right-handed.
I know, right?
Left all the suspects that see they trying to mess with us. Like, throw us a
Left-handed
right hand up in here.
people seem to be prone to criminal activity. You got anything to say about that, Kim?
I have nothing to say. Shut up.
Kim a lefty.
See, my older brother is
ambidextrous,
ambidextrous. Say, yeah, the ambidextrous people. You don't know what they be doing.
I'm saying that. I'm right-handed because apparently left-handed people kill people.
I'm right-handed
Something about
too.
left-handed people being accused of
Wait a
something.
minute, what's his name? Left-handed that killed Toby?
Wasn't he? Was he?
Was he?
I think, I don't remember.
I don't know if they brought it up. They didn't probably find that.
I don't
relevant
think
in
they
that
brought
case.
up like the right or left-handed.
No, they did say something about because where he got struck, so it was probably, I think they did say it was probably somebody right-handed.
It was left-handed or ambidextrous.
No, we're talking about Toby.
Oh, you talking about Toby? Sorry,
Other
please forgive
case.
me.
The other case. Well, we bringing up other cases during the case, so you good.
Hey, I mean that's what they do in court. They like start citing other cases. I was like, in this case, this happened. So that's how we got
Like, why
it.
y'all bring up outside stuff?
Oh, y'all, I just realized I wasn't on camera. I was doing all this stuff. I'm gonna show you how a right-handed person could have did it because they did this.
Oh,
Girl.
please. Anyway.
And that's why it looked like it came from a left-handed person, but it was a
They was trying to throw off
Right-handed
the
person.
detective. They were thinking about that already. This is premeditated for sure. Now
First of all, I don't know what are they drinking in this town. Everybody left-handed.
I wouldn't live there. Then apparently they say left-handed people murderers.
Hey, I know some things about left-handed people. I'll tell y'all later because it might upset you.
His individual statements. I was at home the whole time. I got home from work around 9 p.m. and stayed in my apartment all night.
You got anybody corroborate that, sir?
The landlord.
Miss McCoy, his
The
landlord.
landlord said I ain't there.
But he doesn't know her phone number. Okay.
He don't know his landlord phone number.
That's what it says. Don't know.
No.
He don't pay his rent on time. What he need that
Wait a
for?
minute. I take that back. I
Wait.
don't know my landlord phone number either, but I can look it up.
Like,
All right.
The landlord not a
her
good alibi, I'm
address
just
is
saying.
the same as his.
Same said. She
Oh,
lives in
Yeah,
a
I
building.
went
So it's
yeah.
probably like a
But that
It's an
don't
apartment.
mean anything. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
so she lives
Like,
in
he
an
could have
apartment,
said a
so-
neighbor.
No,
Could've
it
said a
is
so I
neighbor.
can
an apartment. It
I can
says
see not
number
knowing her
A.
phone number.
Is he messing with the landlord or something? Why would she know he home?
No, it
They
says
don't care you
number
home.
A.
Miss McCoy was that old lady, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's that old lady, the older lady. The last thing. Oh, no,
Oh, are you watching chat?
There we
We
go.
been talking a lot.
Yeah, nobody's really saying much because Nova's like, listen, half the stuff. Barrett had to leave. I don't really know if we got
Okay.
anybody else tonight.
Did y'all notice that Miss McCoy looking out the window? So she
Oh.
nosy. She nosy.
She knows he's during the day. Look how old she is. She went to bed at like 5 o'clock in the evening.
But it's
So
just
she can get up at 4 a.m.
And then she heard him. She is in an apartment A because it said number A. So she heard him squeaking when he came in. She know he was in that house at 9:01 p.m.
And no way that old lady was well aware of when nobody was doing no 9 o'clock. She was in bed at like 5 p.m. and she wasn't, so she can get up at 4 a.m. That's how older people live. My grandmother asked her. Like, she be in the bed at 5 o'clock.
She looked nasty.
Cheryl Pratt.
She probably
That's
was
the other older lady. She was in the witness. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, what's she have to do with?
Yeah, what does she have to do with? Okay, whatever.
I guess
Is
we'll find
that
out.
her witness statement? I guess she was there at the party,
Yeah.
right? I see cursive writing, lady. What?
Fuck if I know.
Is she trying to do a signature pad? What? Why is she cursive writing?
She's corroborating Rex
story.
story.
It's nice and easy to read.
Yeah, I was gonna say it ain't too bad. It's better
It's
than
a
mine.
terrible font. It looked like my teacher's handwriting with the way she make her capital I's.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with the way that is.
Yeah, but come on, lady. Cursive writing on a statement. I'll be like, lady, you better print that.
I know. Me and some of my friends, where we used to make fun of them at school. Like in elementary school, they taught you how to write cursive, and by the time we got in high school, all the teachers like, do not write in cursive. I'm not grading that. You print it. It's like, why don't you teach us?
Why?
It's like, here, this is how you write this, but you're not going to use it.
They're not even teaching it anymore now. So
teach cursive anymore.
I think they still need to because signatures, but they like, listen, we just get the computer to do it.
All you gotta do is just scribble on that.
You
can scribble, it's true.
No, I don't understand why they don't teach cursive anymore.
Well,
I started, I think, in like 3rd or 4th grade.
I mean, they don't teach lots of things. They don't teach how to parallel park either. So we got that issue to deal with too.
My driver's ed class did teach us how to parallel park.
They did. They don't know more, DL. They took
they also taught us how to write a check in 3rd grade. Like one time.
I don't think they're teaching that no more. Like, they'll need to be doing how to balance.
I was like, why do you need that in 3rd grade? I don't know. They never taught you anything about taxes or anything like that.
They're not going to teach you nothing about life. They want you to be like, when you become an adult, you not ready.
Oh, no. We learned shit. I went to school. They taught us shit.
You had to depend. Aphrodite. It depends on what school you went to. You went to any good schools, you did learn that stuff. You go to public school, but they don't give no to what you learn. They definitely ain't trying to teach you about no life because they be like, listen, you can't take a chance about who's going to public schools. You ain't learning nothing. Good luck.
My school said you have to stay outside.
That is not true.
So you ready though? You had to learn how to do everything. Keep your book accounts and all the other stuff. Keep everything straight. But you only had to know all that stuff until you got a husband.
So you got a husband.
So you had to learn all that stuff. But
now you don't need it.
And now you don't need it. Have a husband. He will now keep the books. You go and do the other thing we taught you and bake some buns. Sew him some clothes because our school wasn't no joke. We had a whole wing of the school that was geared towards how to live outside.
That was good.
That's
what you need. You need that.
Great.
I went to public school and I was just fine.
That was back in the day, Kim. They ain't teaching that shit now.
Very well.
They had some sense for schools back then.
But not even that it was back in the day. Kim would have been okay no matter what because she's that kind of person.
Of course.
Whatever.
I mean, it's true. Did I wipe my eyebrow off? Do I still have eyebrows?
You do have some still. You do. It's still
I think the only thing like to prepare us for actually the real world that my school did was in driver's ed class. They taught you how to drive drunk, and that's it.
What the? What
They had some like goggles
the
you wore, and it's like distorted stuff.
Oh
And they let you go
yeah.
out and drive like a little golf cart.
Why? This literally like don't do stupid things like drive while drunk. That's what
Yeah,
you do.
that was their goal. Was like, this is what happens when you try to drive drunk. So
Right,
don't do it. It's
exactly.
like, really? People like try to master that. They're like, all right, this is
They'd
challenging.
be like, well, this is a challenge. That's not going to work.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm so glad that I went to the school that I went to.
I was going to say, like, that's crazy.
They were total freaking assholes. They didn't give a fuck about you. And they everything about me was just total assholes.
My mother wouldn't let me take driver's ed.
Literally, my school was so tough that college was easy. That's all I got to say.
That's how you
want to me. That sounds like a good school.
That's what you want.
I had a science teacher like that. I mean, he was very strict and stuff. And I had another science teacher. He'd just be like, the answer key's up on my desk. I'm gonna go over here and play on the computer.
Oh wow!
Like for everything.
Yeah, no, I
was like, yeah, I'll take his class.
We ain't got computers when I went to school.
Yeah, I had old school teachers, old, ridiculous old school teachers that will call your parents up.
I had nuns who would fuck you up while they had your parents on the phone.
Yeah, I just oh god, whatever.
I was homeschooled, so I know about that shit.
Too, so I guess
you gonna have to come and get little Tommy.
For holding your elder.
All right. This is Cheryl Pratt's witness statement form. I've had contact with Rex Ratliff in my job as office manager of Helping Hands mental health clinic. I can vividly remember his face and that look on his face. I would describe his look as predatory.
Wow.
Our first contact took place when he made his first call to the clinic. I don't recall the exact date. My memory of talking to him was that he had me uncomfortable. We obviously have many clients who suffer a wide range of mental health problems, but Mr. Ratliff seemed to be on edge more than most. Mr. Ratliff began by telling me a few basic things about his mental health state. He mentioned that he was feeling depressed and lonely, but he seemed uncomfortable about sharing more specific details. He mentioned that he needed to see Harmony. At this time, I told him that Harmony was a child psychologist and that he was free to set up an appointment with Dr. Breeson, the other psychologist in our clinic. He immediately became irate. I then tried to work with him on a few other options. I mentioned that I could possibly refer him to another clinic, but once again, this made him upset. He told me that it was important that he see Harmony before it was too late. I then asked what he meant by that, and he hung up.
I just want to say up front, normally the office manager is not the intake person. So,
yeah, well,
why is this not fucking big? I don't understand. These PDFs are something.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah, this is the back of that form.
She got a lot to say.
Approximately 30 minutes later, he showed up at the clinic. Although he did not immediately identify himself, I knew it was him. At this time, he angrily approached the desk, demanding to see Harmony. He was now becoming loud and disruptive. Dr. Breeson came out.
The manager is also the receptionist too? I'm just asking.
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm guessing.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Dr. Breeson came out of his office saying, is this man causing a problem? Once Dr. Breeson appeared, Mr. Ratliff seemed to calm down a little. So I said, no, everything is fine.
She put the copy in the wrong place. I'm sorry.
I've noticed a lot of these are not punctuated properly at all.
If you're going to put the comma in, put it in the right place or don't use it at all.
No, everything is fine. At this point in time, Mr. Ratliff no longer seemed to be a threat. Mr. Ratliff then said something like, I'm sorry to cause any problems, but I really need help and I need it from Harmony. After I explained to him that this was not possible, he turned and left. Dr. Breeson and I watched him as he left the clinic. I seem to recall Dr. Breeson giving me a shoulder shrug or some kind of sympathetic gesture.
That's not sympathetic.
I think he then said, I guess that's the end of that. But the calls kept coming. Once again, I tried to suggest that he see another therapist, but he was very insistent that he see Harmony and only Harmony. She needs to see me, was all he would say. He kept calling all the time for the past few weeks. I asked our phone company to fax a report of all the calls we got from him, and they were increasing almost every day.
Maybe
there
he
was
used to go to school with Harmony.
Do what?
Maybe he used to go to school with Harmony, and he trusted her.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I asked our phone company to fax a report of all the calls that we got from him, and they were increasing almost every day. There was another incident that took place in the parking lot on the day of the murder. Someone in the parking lot reported a car coming by and a man screaming from the car. At this time, I was not comfortable driving home on my own. After calling the police to report the incident, I called a friend to pick me up.
Christian, that was Christian yelling.
You know what I'm going to say? I would say a la what Riddick said in Chronicles of Riddick. She seems a little bit skittish. That is not a person that should work in a mental health facility. Go ahead.
He walked over to my desk aggressively. How you aggressively
really
walk over to something like that?
She really do not need to work in a mental health facility. Okay.
She needs to use better adjectives.
Please.
Rex's interview. Good morning. Please state your name for the records. Rex Ratliff. Why am I here? Okay, Ratliff. Were you born on the 14th of March, 1973? Are you going to tell me what's... Do what?
The odds of March is the 15th. I say he born too close to the odds.
Are you going to tell me what's going on? Yeah, that's my birthday. Ratliff, what do you do for a living? I work at a gym. I mop and stuff, clean up. What do you want from me? The woman who was murdered Friday night, Harmony Ashcroft, how did you know her? I didn't. Well, why would anybody think you did? Suspect remained silent. I need a verbal reply, Ratliff. The microphone can't record a shoulder shrug. It can if you fucking say it. I'm just saying.
Let the record show Ratliff shrug.
Well, it knows now because he said he shrugged. So
I know, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know why I'm here. Bad plan, Ratliff. Here's the thing. I know why you're a suspect, and you know why you're a suspect. You know who else knows why you're a suspect? No. The name Cheryl Pratt ring a bell? No. Well, she has a pretty good idea who you are. She's the office manager at Helping Hands Mental Health Clinic. You're pretty familiar with that place, right? Maybe. According to Miss Pratt. Maybe. According to Miss Pratt, you've been calling several times a day demanding to see Harmony. Isn't that right? I don't know. What was that? It doesn't matter now, does it?
Wow.
Because you killed her? No, because she's dead. I had to let her go.
Wow.
Talk to me, Ratliff. Why did you need to... Yeah.
Damn.
Talk to me, Ratliff. Why did you need to call that place so many times? Do you need me to pull out the call log to remind you? Don't play stupid on me. Suspect remains silent. Okay, here we go. April 27th, 5 calls. April 28th, 3 calls. April 29th, 3 more calls, and 3 more the next day. This starting to sound familiar to you? I was calling because I needed help. She's a therapist, and I needed help. Is that illegal? I just wanted to see her before she got married. You couldn't let another man have your precious Harmony, could you? Maybe it will jog your memory if we fast forward to the last few days before the murder. May 6th, 8 calls. May 7th, 9 calls.
Damn.
So I called her office. Don't make me a killer. It makes you a stalker, though, doesn't it? May 8th.
No,
the day
it
before.
doesn't. That's not.
I know, right?
If I'm not mistaken, that does not make you a stalker. That requires.
No,
you
if
to
you're
be
calling
able
a place of
to
work for
call.
fucking therapy.
You ain't calling her house like 25, 30 times or a cell phone.
No,
you
but
know.
you
Yeah,
know,
right.
My
unless
son wouldn't have thought that way though. My son would have been like, he called you how many times? All right, and then he'd have whipped his ass because he's a stalker.
Yeah, but that was at work.
Was he like waiting outside places? I guess we'll get to that.
That's
But
what
I'm
I'm
just saying.
Come on, man.
You know, cops,
Yeah.
sometimes they be jumping to the conclusion. He want this guy. He just like, listen, you give me attitude. It's your
Didn't
fucking
you
ass.
already lock up the? Didn't you already
Also,
lock up?
like
the
every
one
single
for
one of these, the detective's been trying to bait them to just fucking.
Exactly.
I mean, not
That's
every
so annoying.
detective baits. You know, not every detective baits. So
No,
they're like,
and
oh,
listen,
these are baiter detectives.
Yeah, it's probably the same detective, but yeah.
It's baiting.
Anyway,
precious
He's
heart.
a baiter, I guess.
All right.
He's a
He's a
baiter.
masturbator.
Uh-oh, watch out.
Just like to,
May
Listen,
8th,
let's call Minx and she'll know what's happening.
May 8th, the day before the murder, you called 10 times, Ratliff. You called 10 times, but they wouldn't pick up, would they? I needed help. It was too late. I needed help. I needed help from Harmony. You wouldn't understand. It had to be her. You wouldn't understand. Just say it, Ratliff. Say the words. Stop talking.
What's wrong with him?
Stop
so
talking.
Whatever. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Stop talking in riddles and just tell me you killed Harmony Ashcroft. No, I didn't hurt anybody. Say it. You left work and went to the clinic. I needed help. I needed to stop the pain, stop the voices. Then you followed her to the restaurant. No. You waited in the parking lot outside Tully's, didn't you? Just waiting for your chance. How many hours were you hiding there, Ratliff? What was going through your head? I didn't do. That's not what happened. When she walked out the back door, your moment arrived. Tell me, Ratliff, when her fiancé left her all alone back there, did you try to talk to her first, or did you just attack? No, it wasn't me. Stop playing, Ratliff. We talked to Cheryl at the clinic. You're lying. Stop yelling at me. I wasn't there. Just say the words. Tell us what really happened.
He had PTSD.
No, I think that was the
that's
baby
the
dude.
dad. Yeah, the other dude.
Oh, okay.
No, this dude had the mental problems and the stalker or whatever.
Issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's schizophrenic. Anyway,
Yeah, I was about to say he's talking about hearing voices and stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he might have some type of PTSD, but that's not what they was talking about earlier. Say the words. Tell us what really happened, and we can get on with this. You can get a lawyer put together an insanity plea, whatever you want, but this isn't helping you. All this lying, it's not helping you, Ratliff. You're not fooling me. It wasn't me. I needed her help. She's a therapist, and I needed her help. I know you killed her, Ratliff. You can't hide behind all of the psychotherapy bull. You could have found another therapist. We know you showed up at the clinic threatening her. Just tell me you did it. No more screaming, no more games. We'll get you help. I tried to get help. I tried to make the voices stop. I saw Harmony in a brochure, and I knew she could make my mother's voices stop.
Oh.
Ratliff, what happened that night? Talk to me. I told you already. I was at home the whole time. My mother was murdered on May 8th, 1978. My stepdad hit her in the face with a baseball bat. I found her, looked it up. You'll see.
That's
Harmony
the same day Harmony died.
Yeah, like years later.
Mm-hmm.
Like what, 20 years later?
20 years later.
But
Yeah.
same type of injury.
And hit in the face with a baseball bat. They said she got either punched or blunt object or something. Harmony looked just like my mother.
Setting him up.
Do what?
Somebody's setting him up.
Maybe.
Possibly.
If he didn't do it, somebody knows this.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Harmony just looked just like my mother, and I just had to hear her voice. You better hope it checks out. Is there anyone who can confirm you were at home? No, I was alone. Miss McCoy, maybe. I don't know. Who's Miss McCoy? My landlady lives under me. This isn't the time for guessing, Ratliff. Will your landlady confirm that you were at home all evening long, yes or no? I think so. I don't know. Don't know how good her memory is. She's old. You better hope she can. Next time I bring you back here, I'm not going to be so nice.
Oh, really? Okay.
I wonder if he's got like mental
He
issues.
was being nice.
And a little schizophrenic or something.
Why didn't the detective? He didn't even react to the whole thing about my mom was killed on May 8th and got bashed in the face with a bat. Like same thing happened to this chick. What?
And she looked like Harmony, or Harmony looked like his mother.
And he was trying to.
I mean, he could like relive that and not know. Like he could have like whatever.
Yeah, but she still needs.
So he could have reenacted that whole ordeal that way.
But he kept saying he was trying to get to her before then, because he wanted, so it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm thinking someone else, if he didn't do it, someone else knows that.
Well, her fiance probably knows it since she talked about her patients.
And I was
she shouldn't have done that. She did.
Maybe that half Jenny knows that shit.
Maybe apparently
that wasn't her patient because they weren't in a client whatever relationship because they weren't her patient.
But we don't know
she
how
never
much she actually told to Jill of all trades who answers the phone. You don't know how much he actually did tell her that she's not talking about.
Yeah.
So was he her patient or what?
He wasn't.
No, he was. I guess he was trying to, and he
wanted to be. He wanted
because she was a child therapist, and he's an adult, so that's why they're trying to get him to go somebody else.
Oh,
right, but he said it had to be her.
Yeah, he wanted her
because she looked like his mother. Right.
Yeah, but they're trying to get him to somebody else because she was just still a child. That's why they're trying to get him to Dr. Breeson.
It was getting close.
He probably told her all that though.
It kept getting escalating because it was getting closer and closer to May 8th.
Right.
He specifically said when they told him that she's a child psychologist, he says he needs to talk to her. Right. He wasn't necessarily saying that he needs therapy from her, but only she could help.
Right. Yeah. But they were like, get out of here with that.
They were choosing their words really carefully.
But like, who else would know about that whole thing though? Like, he wasn't her patient. He wouldn't really got a chance to talk to her about his mother dying. Maybe he did. They're not being clear about that yet.
Maybe he was able to get that information to her some kind of way.
Maybe he mentioned it.
I know it mentioned that like they didn't answer like that last day or something, but all the other days they could have answered the phone and he could have slowly
rambled.
It went on for like a couple of weeks or something. It said.
Yeah, so it's possible.
The closer they got to the 8th, the more those calls, tripled.
I'm still saying her fiance still a suspect for sure at this point. So he's still in. I don't care what you say.
It's Louise McCoy.
Wait a minute, how many more sheets do we have to this particular part?
This is 7 of 10 on this one, and then we have 2 more suspects.
Okay.
My favorite one's that Navy guy, and I have no idea who the other dude is.
Yeah.
Nobody else has been mentioned yet. Let's see here. The first time I met Mr. Ratliff was when he came to arrange renting the apartment above me. I immediately noted that he seemed very uneasy, but I did not find any problem with his past that would have made him ineligible for rent. He didn't have much of a rental history. At least we were not made aware of any priors or outstanding warrants for his arrest. I have noted in my diary that on May 26th, we had
Anyway, I told her that bitch was nosy. Told her.
We had a problem with Mr. Ratliff. It was the first time of any kind of encounter with him. The nature of the problem was that the tenant, Mr. Ratliff, was that he was exceeding an acceptable volume of noise in his unit. This violation is one that is taken very seriously, as I need my rest to stay healthy. Prior to the situation, we had never had a major problem with Mr. Ratliff. There were a few occasions of loud noises that I was able to hear, mainly due to being located directly under his apartment.
Oh, did
But none of
I'm sorry.
but
knew it.
none of these occasions required action on my parts. On this occasion that took place on the 26th of April, he was making a great deal of noise, and it had become necessary for me to go up to his apartment to address the issue. His noise was mostly crying loudly and pounding on the wall. On this occasion, Mr. Ratliff seemed reluctant to open the door, but once he did, he apologized for the noise and said it would never happen again. Later, after I exited his unit, I returned to give him a brochure regarding a local therapy clinic called Helping Hands. He seemed very responsive to the brochure. He seemed to be staring at one face in particular, and I believe this face belonged to the victim, but at the time I did not observe this as unusual. She is very pretty. On the night of the murder, May 8th, I observed him coming into the building a little before 9 p.m.
She knows the dates.
Do what?
Oh, I'm just she know them dates. May 8th.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I observed him. I was looking out my window and I saw him come in.
A little before 9 p.m. I know it was then because it happened right at the end of the X-Files when the whistling comes on. Then a little over an hour after that, I heard crying and screaming. It was during the first story on 2020, so it must have been sometime between 10 and 10:15. I couldn't make out any of the words, but it sounded really dreadful. I immediately went up to his unit and knocked on his door to make sure he was all right and asked him to quiet down. At this time, he did not answer the door, and I went back down to my apartment. Eventually, as the evening went on, the noise stopped. By the time Chance Edwards began the 11th o'clock news, things had become quiet again. That's when I heard about the murder.
How did she hear about the murder when?
Because she's a busybody.
God, anyway.
11 o'clock news.
Quiet. She need quiet for her.
She watched that TV though. Put something on and she'll know everything going on. So
she need quiet for her nosiness.
His car didn't leave where he parked it when he got home at 9.
He got home at 9, y'all.
Yep, it's not him.
But it depends on how far away his apartment is to Tully's.
Well,
like halfway between. It was like halfway between Tully's and her house.
Yeah, she got killed like 9:30 something. He would have been home at that time, unless he left, and she didn't. I mean, old lady would have known if he left. She knew everybody.
And she was at 9:32. I heard him creeping down the steps.
She was like that commercial with the strawberries was on when he was leaving.
Right.
I heard the window crack open, and
I ain't paying no mind because that's right when Matlock was on and he was in court. So that usually happens halfway through the episode, and that bitch will clock you.
She would, right, with a show and shit.
Here's the phone call record from his number.
So basically, he paid a lot.
Damn. It's called a lot. Oh, damn. Talk about not giving up. Shit, that's.
Oh, well, goddamn.
God, well, the one they call him a stalker. This on the phone, he never gonna start calling.
427.
I wonder if I could say some of those telemarketers be calling me. They stalkery too. I'm just saying, like.
Go back up to the 8th.
Yeah, the 8th.
Yeah, they said he called like 10 times. Oh shit, too far.
But 10 times or something, or 9 times or something.
Yeah, 10 times on the 8th.
Yep.
He's getting a little desperate.
He was trying to tell her. Somebody gonna bash your head in with a baseball bat because you look like my mama. Dang, y'all looking at the durations like.
Yeah, a lot of it's like 4 seconds. It's probably like when the answer machine or some shit picked up or they answered.
Probably the voicemail came on.
Yeah, that one 3 minutes. 2:56.
Right here on the 3-minute one, that's when he told her, listen to me. Somebody gonna bash her head in. And she just conveniently forgot that part.
4:45.
I know she's a damn child psychologist. I can read. That's not why I need to talk to her.
The very first call was the
call.
longest.
The longest, yeah.
That's before they thought he was a stalker.
He called back the same day.
Oh, he called back, what 5 times?
But they still talked a good amount of time on the same day. 3 more minutes.
Until that last one was like 4 seconds. So like, no, I'm done.
Like, yeah. Oh, they want to play with me, okay? I'll just add 2 more calls per day until I get to save her life. Again, he got the family eyes, though. His name's Derek. You can't trust somebody named Derek.
Sure can't. I know too many of those people.
Especially one that spell it like that.
I know, right? Crazy. They like killing people.
And the middle name Edward sound like
that ain't
my. Don't trust somebody with a middle name named Edward. So he just. I'm sorry, you might not have killed her, but you probably gonna cook that landlord in a couple more days.
Last name starts with an S.
All
right, divorced.
Them DS's.
Already starting off on a good.
Another
left-handed, 5'11".
You need to stop.
Do you own a firearm? Yeah.
Yeah.
Years of military combat training.
He said yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he said yes. Okay. I'm like,
he says yes. Currently under investigation, pending family court issue. Never convicted of felony, so that means he's been tried or
he's been
charged, but was never. Yeah, charged is actual. He's been charged but never convicted. Prior arrest.
Domestic violence.
In 94. Yep. He's 37. Why does this 37-year-old look a lot younger than these other?
Right?
That 25-year-old.
How old is he?
He's
37.
So they trying to say that this man looked damn near 40. He looked younger than the other ones.
Some people get lucky.
I can see him being 37, but compared to like that 25-year-old, he looks
25.
Who y'all been looking at? I be literally like, how is this dude 25 and he's looking like he's 42? It happens all the time. I don't know.
Count back from 100, he's 25.
Look, I'm not trying to be funny
December.
or nothing, but like, look,
man, just sitting home. Several tattoos on both arms. 12 years.
Yo. I'm sorry.
I've worked at Walmart before.
I'm telling you, them there.
Me too.
He works in loss prevention, though.
Oh, so he's the one that sneak around and playing.
He's the like security people or whatever. That he'll get you if you're trying still.
I know about them. I had an encounter.
Yeah, 12 years in Navy, honorable discharge. It's a Ford Bronco.
Because they always offer the military guys a job at Walmart because that's all we got to offer them when they come out the military.
Yep.
Walmart job.
I was boating with Admiral Joseph Arthurson from around 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. We were together at the Ainsley River all night. We saw and heard a lot of first responder activity near Tully's around 9:30, but were unaware of what happened there until later.
Wait, who is this again?
This is the dad.
This is Derek. This is a dad Navy guy that
blame her for the kid
PTSD.
losing custody or something. He blamed her. Some shit.
Yeah. Possibly has PTSD or something.
So he said he has a
PTSD.
Then he has an alibi because the other person can vouch for him.
But is it the other person his father?
No, Admiral Joseph Arthurson.
Oh, never mind.
Another person in the military.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, military people don't tell on each other.
Yeah. Chris Adams. I don't know who that is. Haven't heard that name. I confirm that this is a man I have seen several times at Helping Hands Mental Health Clinic. I provided landscaping services at the clinic for about 2 years. I would estimate I knew Derek for 2 years. I seem to recall that we met when he was exiting the building, and he noticed the Navy tattoo on my forearm. He mentioned that he was also a Navy man, and we struck up a conversation about the difficulties of adjusting to life after leaving the Navy. I would see him after that, and we would talk. On a few occasions, we would just share a nod. I would say that he was generally in good spirits when I would see him at the clinic. But there was an occasion yesterday where I would describe his mood as irate. The incident began when I was in the parking lot. It was yesterday, May 8th, 1998. Somebody said something about a thing in the parking lot, didn't they, earlier?
I think so, yeah.
I think with the Stalker dude?
Yeah.
They said something about going out or hearing something going on outside.
So we know who's the person who did the screaming, possibly.
Yeah. He had pulled up to the parking lot with an angry look on his face. Asked what he was doing there. I would usually only see him picking up or dropping off his son. But I had heard through the grapevine that he no longer shared custody of him. He proceeded to rant about how angry he was that he served his country and can't believe the kind of disrespect he gets from civilians. He then began raising his voice and screaming. I tried to get him to calm down, but he kept screaming. When Miss Ashcroft came to the parking lot to get to her car, he began screaming right at her, saying things like, "You have no right to keep me from my son. You will pay for this, young lady." She attempted to simply ignore him and leave, but I could tell she was scared. I have to admit I was a little afraid myself. I've had previous experience with vets who get involved in angry situations. It's never good. There was a look in Derek's eyes that I had seen before in other vets right before a breakdown. I don't know if he did it, but he sure looked like a man with a lot of rage and nothing to lose. That's all I know.
I hate when people add all that to it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. It's like midnight.
Yeah, it is.
It's after midnight. Should we read this one and call it a night?
Do you want to? I mean, we still got another suspect, and then try to figure out how to free Bones.
We'll see if he's innocent, I think, at least, right?
Or we could just try to see if we can figure out why Bones is innocent. I don't know if these suspects really have anything to do with that.
They didn't have the stuff separate for like episode based, did they? So.
This is everything for the whole thing. They don't give you more stuff each episode.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, because I feel like we could say the rest for next week, because we could probably solve it next week.
I mean, we have like 3 objectives. Just finding his innocence is the first one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we still probably got the other 2 suspects. We probably have to hear those. If we
Okay.
Yeah, at some point. But I mean, just trying to.
Would you guys say that you think he's innocent? I mean.
Yeah, well, it's not. If we think he's innocent,
he is innocent.
It's.
I mean, have you heard evidence enough to say that he didn't do it for sure? I think we probably still have to listen to the other 2.
No, we definitely haven't heard evidence to prove him innocent.
Yeah, so I think we gotta keep going this.
No, I was just saying because we usually go
end after 2 hours. I know, but that means we won't be able to prove that he's innocent in this episode. If that's the case, we just gonna be.
It's up to everybody else. I mean, I'm not tired, but I didn't want it to go too far.
I was about to say I ain't got nothing else to do. I'll be up. So
that's up to y'all. I'm cool.
I'm game for what everybody want to do.
Like I said, we just got this suspect and one other that's 7 pages.
And that's the only way we're gonna figure out he innocent. I guess that's all that's left. So I guess somebody about to give up the ghost.
All right, let's see here. His little interview. We state your name for the record, sir. Derek. Full name, please. How about Chief Petty Officer Derek Edward Silvers? Is that full enough for you? You want me to provide my serial number and a full list of awards?
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to do
Damn, he got
Rain.
attitude, man. Shit.
Hell yeah, that's a Derek for you.
I'd have pulled a Riker on you because Riker, I love when Riker get mad and that's all he do is give you his numbers.
Yep.
Shit.
Love it.
In a bad mood, Derek, you could say that. Well, I can think of a way for you to get back to your day in a matter of minutes. You could start by explaining a few things. Like what? You could start with a conversation you had with Harmony Ashcroft, a conversation that happened to take place just a few hours before she wound up dead. Would you like me to remind you? Suspect remained silent. According to reports, you said to the victim, "You have no right to keep me from my son. You will pay for this." Sound familiar? Maybe. Sounds like you were pretty upset at the young lady. I wasn't pretty upset. I was pissed. She testified in court that I was an unfit father. I see. Can you believe that? After everything I've done for this country, that's how I get treated. She just gives her opinion about something that's none of her business, and the government takes away my son.
I feel
So
you.
did you pay for it? Or did she pay for it? I'm sorry? What did you do to Harmony? Tell me. Here's this young, snotty lady doctor helping the court take your kid away from you. How did she pay for it? She didn't.
Somebody got to her first.
Yeah, not by me at least. You should start by making a list of all the families she's torn apart. Really. So it was just a coincidence that you had this issue with her and she wound up dead later that same evening. Coincidences happen. Sure, you know what else happens? Guys with a history of having a short fuse lose their cool and people get hurt. You ever seen that? Well, yeah. But this ever happened to you in the Navy? Look, what happened in the Navy is not. Answer the question, please. Did you ever lose your temper?
The Navy stays in the Navy.
Right.
No, we know how they believe that.
It was a different guy then. I'll take that as a yes. I'm different now. No more drinking, no more fights, trying to keep my temper under control. What'd you do? Join a monastery after getting out of the Navy? Like I said, I'm different now. Everything's different. That's all you got for me. You're different now. With all the potential trouble you're in, Derek, you're going to need more than that. I have to tell you that's not the most heartwarming how I turned my life around story. I'm better, okay? I'm traveling with a different crowd. I know what to do when my temper gets out of control. What did you do after the blow up at the clinic? I met with a friend and went out on his boat in the Ainsley River to get away from it all. Excuse me? I went boating with a Navy buddy, an older guy, decorated war hero, the guy I wanted to be when I signed up. And if we contacted Captain America, what would he tell us about where you were on the night of Harmony's murder?
I like this detective. He's funny as fuck.
I hate the detective.
I like him. He's funny as fuck.
Hell yeah. I do too. That's Admiral, not Captain, Joseph Arthurson. 2 Purple Hearts. And he'd say I was with him on his boat. Just 2 guys letting off steam and sharing stories. We were 100% sober. Sounds a real great guy, this Benedict. The best. He'd do anything for a Navy brother, including lie under oath. Oh, come on. Isn't that the military code? Anything for a brother, death before dishonor, and all that. You cover for each other like nobody else would. All due respect, detective. You're out of your league. That's the kind of thing civilians don't know anything about. Really, let me introduce myself. Gunnery Sergeant Jack Montgomery Sason, United States Marine Corps.
Ooh.
We're all done for now, Chief Petty Officer Silvers. Don't leave town. I have a feeling we'll be in touch again after I have a chat with the Admiral.
Oh, shit. He like come at him like, oh, you a civilian? Like, oh, really? Check this out, bitch.
Hold my poodle.
Admiral Joseph Arthurson. I am very familiar with Chief Petty Officer Derek Sivers. I have known him for many years. He was stationed on one of my ships, and with both of us living here in the same town, we become friends. I can attest that at the time of the murder, Derek was with me. We were alone together in my boat on the Ainsley River between 8:30 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. We took off from the Riverdale Marina, traveled as far north as Port Royal Avenue, and then turned around and went back to the marina. It had been a stressful few weeks for Derek, and he needed a friend and mentor to hash things out with. He's having custody issues with his ex-wife. In addition to having been with him at the time of the murder, I can also attest that for all of his flaws, he's made great strides at keeping his demons under control. As an individual who has struggled with his own issues, I know the road to sobriety isn't always an easy one. Let's see here.
Family court.
Yeah. Meredith Young Silvers versus Derek E. Silvers. Temporary order of custody. A petition was filed by Meredith Young Silvers seeking sole custody of Chester Silvers, born on September 10th, 1986, as a modification of this court's prior order entered on June 8th, 1995. The matter having come on from an emergency hearing before me on May 6, 1998, at which time the petitioner appeared with her assigned attorney, Lance J. Matthews. I forgot what the fuck that stands for.
Esquire.
I know it means lawyer, but I was like,
it means lawyer.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking remember what that is. All we see is ESQ.
Esquire.
Yeah. Of Riverdale, Indiana, and a witness, blah, blah, blah. The respondent appeared with Frank Avanetti, Esquire of Riverdale, Indiana, and the suspect child was represented by Brian R. Dungar, Esquire, law guardian. After taking testimony from the parties, witnesses, and based upon the findings made by this court on the record, at the conclusion of the hearing, it is hereby ordered that the petitioner, Meredith Young Silvers, is granted sole legal and residential custody of Chester Silvers, pending further order of this court, and it is further ordered that the respondent, Derek J. Silvers, I thought it was E. Yeah.
It was E.
Yeah. It was Edwards.
It was Edward.
Shall have no personal or other form of contact with the suspect child pending further order from the court.
Damn.
So in all legality, he could still have custody because they got his name fucked up.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And wait, but it says temporary order, so it wasn't like it was forever, amen.
Yeah, but still, that's all you want to hear as a parent, though. You know, they ain't going to hear nothing else. That his son was taken. He can't even see him supervised, apparently. So.
Yeah. That must have been pretty fucked up, because I know my mom and dad got divorced, and he still had the right to come see at my mom's convenience. Of course, my mom told the judge that it wasn't convenient for her ever. And my dad tried to kill me on numerous occasions before that, so.
Yeah, like if your dad is like being violent towards you, then I can see that as a parent be like, oh, no.
I'm just laughing at the way you said at the mom's convenience.
That wasn't convenient for my mom ever. Like,
that's what my mom told the judge. It's like, it won't be convenient.
Exactly. Well, if he like hurting the kid to that point.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to kill me multiple times.
Yeah, fuck that. I was a mom too. I'd be like, hell no, he can't see him.
He literally tried to kill Stewie, and they gave him visitation.
Mm-hmm. He tried to kidnap me once. My mom broke his arm.
That sounds about right, though. I mean, how many kids have been killed because they were like, well, you know.
Yep.
Let's put them back. Like, we don't really know what's going on. You know, parents, that's the parents. They gave birth to them, so they got some kind of ownership.
My mom would have been like, yeah, sure, he can come anytime. Come Tuesday. Tuesday would have been his last day breathing had he been show up.
Yeah, go ahead, show up here. He ain't gonna be showing up whatever.
Sure.
Look at this guy. Look at him, looking suspicious.
Andy Allen.
Andy.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name anywhere, so I don't know how he's in.
How they even figure this guy out?
How he a person of interest?
I have no idea.
He walked in and was like, yeah, I kind of might have did it.
He was walking by when they got there, I guess, maybe? Fuck if I know.
I know, right?
He 28 as well?
Yep, 28.
Dominant hand, right?
5'11". Okay,
Oh,
so he's
finally,
not
somebody with a goddamn right hand. Like, what the fuck?
the one random person that has no tie-ins. is
Size
right-handed.
12. She got size 12 shooter. I trust her.
You see.
Man, these guys got some big feet.
Well,
Or
what
maybe I just
size
got
is
small feet.
what size is she?
12.
12.
That's
What?
not big.
That's big enough.
I'm just saying
I mean,
it's not big. Well, I'm sorry to my brothers. My brothers are like 14 and 15s.
Well, how tall is he though?
Well, my little brother's Joshua is about 6 feet, and then my older brother's like 5'10".
Okay, I was about to say I'm 5'10" and I wear like 9.5s wide.
Nah, my
I
older
might have
brother
small
who's
feet. I don't
5'10".
know.
He has but he just. I mean, we used to that, like the men in the family. Like,
But my
you know.
brother, my son, because my brother was the same way. He had like a size 9.5 foot. But
Yeah.
my son wear a size
20.
depending on what it is, 18 to 20.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say he big. He got real big feet, like like
But
he
he
a basketball
always-
player.
before he got tall.
Yeah, he tall as well, but like
He was
and my little Joshua is like 15 and a half wide. Like they only have his shoes in the store, so we have to be like dry docks. We need those made up real quick. But yeah, they don't have them because of the wide type of foot thing too. On top of that, but he had like he was size 15 when he was 15. So every year he was 9. He had a 9 when he was 10. He was in a 10 when he's 11. He's in 11
in school.
Yeah. Well, I got big feet for
every
a
year
female somewhat.
Same size as my grade.
I got like a
Real happy.
10 and a half, 11. I wear like 11 now for a woman.
That was not cool as a girl though.
No, when you're a girl, like you try to buy the heels and stuff, all of them sold out because all the other big feet women be on top of them shits too.
I was not a happy camper, but Jeremy was born with a size 2 foot.
Yeah, damn girl, his feet coming out of it. Listen,
He was born with a size 2 foot.
woo, so big feet.
He was a heavy baby.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, big feet people.
He is a paralegal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's his job for 2 years. I was at home fixing the brakes on my car all evening. I went to bed around 11 p.m. and at 2 a.m. I received a phone call from Deborah Ashcroft, Harmony's mother, and she explained to me that Harmony was murdered at the party. My neighbor Jason had confirmed that I was fixing my car when the crime happened.
Look at
Well,
his
I'm
hair
saying
right
why
now.
he's a
look
suspect.
like he looked like
I
a
know, that's what I'm saying. I'm still not seeing how he ties into anything.
Be like, why did they?
Handwriting. Look at his handwriting. He don't have even lines. Look at his handwriting. That's a sociopath.
Girl.
But he's right-handed, and they said it had to be left-handed or ambidextrous. Unless
But
he's ambidextrous and just claimed right.
I'm going to say because it just says.
Because I do the same thing all the time. When I write down stuff, I write down right-handed, but I'm ambidextrous.
I don't say I'm ambidextrous. I say right because right is my dominant hand. I write with both hands. But this
I'm mainly right-handed.
I can write with both hands, but I just say I'm right-handed, even though I can write with both hands.
I kind of taught myself how to be ambidextrous a lot.
I would say me too. CBDL stick alike.
If I'm writing like on paper, I usually write right-handed. But if I'm writing like something up and down, a lot of times I write with my left hand. I don't know why.
I was gonna say it depends on the situation.
That's because y'all too devious.
Oh, is that what we doing? I'm just saying I can use my chopsticks in either hand. I'm just telling you.
I've never used chopsticks.
I'm a master of chopsticks. You would have thought I was born Japanese. I'm just telling you.
Oh no! I don't play chopsticks. In Catholic school, they deter you from being left-handed.
Yeah, they always go. I think it's a long time ago too. My mom like that to my brother.
But that's because the world was made for right-handed people. Like you couldn't get jobs as a left-handed person.
Yeah, they did that a lot. My mom did that to my older brother. He was left-handed automatically, but she made him ambidextrous because she made him use his right hand so he can use both hands. My daughter is left-handed.
But see,
I was gonna say my middle child.
As a, what you call them things, Kim? Back in operator. You couldn't even get an operator job if you was left-handed.
Wow.
My middle child is
right-handed.
I've been left-handed my whole life. It's not even.
Yeah, but this is a different time. Back in the day, back in our mama day, talking to me and Kim, not y'all other two kids. Back in the day, they couldn't. Left-handed people was denied stuff because everything was
And they
geared
were
right.
My mother would not let them change my hand. When I went to Catholic school, she would not allow them to try to make me into
Thank
a
goodness for that, because that's ridiculous anyway, in my opinion. And what deal? You said your middle child is what, left-handed or right-handed?
I think she's mostly ambidextrous, but I know a lot of times she'll write or she'll color like right-handed a little bit, and then she'll switch to her left. And I know when she started preschool, we went and had like a parent-teacher conference with her teacher last year, before the whole COVID ordeal. And she like I've noticed she likes to write her name and stuff with her left hand. Do you want us to stop her and make her use her right hand? I was like,
why?
I know. I was like, what?
What is with people being against you with the fucking left hand?
She said that they
actually,
are
I see people with left hands are really intelligent. Like they usually have I'm just saying.
Yeah,
they
she said that the school requires them to ask the parents if they notice that they're writing left-handed. Because most people want right-handed or something.
That's kind of weird. I was like, oh man, somebody saw you left-handed. Now you're ostracized.
No,
like
I
what?
don't think no harm.
Yeah, but let me tell you, being a left-handed,
your school asked you. I am. I'll say that much because when I was in school, they didn't ask the parents. My brother would have been left-handed.
My mom tried to make her right-handed.
He wrote right-handed.
And my mom noticed. She kept telling her moving the crown or something. I was like, no, let her fucking do whatever she wants.
Leave her alone. Like what?
No, right?
What's wrong with people? Dude, that's what they are.
I'm telling you, as a left-handed person, unfortunately, the world is made for right-handed people. So basically, even the desk don't the desk when you you have to make your paper do whatever. Yeah. My mother had to teach. I had to learn how to write to actually mask that I am a left-handed person, just to stop people.
Left-handed in our classroom because the way how desks and stuff are set up, it is set up for a right-handed person. We had to put anybody that was a left-handed person had to sit on the ends, on this side on the ends, so their elbow wasn't interfering in what's going on with you on the side. They literally put on the ends. You knew who the left-handed kids were in the class. My best friend was left-handed.
Humans, I can't. I'm sorry, but I just can't with humans because they always do some dumb shit. Like seriously, we set up everything for right-handed. They'd be like, you do know you have two fucking hands. Like, just even thinking of that system is dumb, more human bullshit. Like, we gotta make sure that we set this system up. Won't we all just start wearing gray, guys, with like just the shirt that's made a certain length, no 6 inches, people. We can't have that here. Like
left-handed people to stop killing their twins in vitro.
Well, they probably start killing motherfuckers because everybody try to act like they in love with right-handed people. So maybe they should just kill a bunch of people.
They determine that how left-handed people are made.
Oh
no, this is actually telling you is that mirror twins. Because mirror twins, that if you know mirror twins do the opposite of each other.
Yes.
But the right-handed twin dies. So, and then the left-handed baby still make it. That's why left-handed people are is more right-handed than left disproportionately because the phenomena of how left-handed people come about. So Kim ate her twin.
Get out of here with that. I ain't had no 2 babies in here.
You don't know.
Well, I'm just letting you know that being a left-handed person when you're in school and you learn sports,
it's a nightmare sound like.
Sports is not easy. So basically, I do everything right-handed in sports.
Except right. She did.
Except for right.
You would think that Kim was a right-handed person until it came time for her to write.
That's some crazy shit.
Yep, and you don't realize it if you're a right-handed person.
Well, I'm right-handed, so I mean, I can use my left because I chose to.
Right-hand privilege. You don't realize.
Well, since they made the world like at least I don't know how it works in the world. I mean, the U.S. Like, if that's just a thing, like what? I mean,
I remember because Bilski was left-handed. I had 2 left-handed people that I had to deal with. No one cared about me in school. So she was okay because she was on the end. He, unfortunately, there was no other end to put him in. So he was on this side of me. So he had to have his desk separated from mine. It was always made obvious though. The left-handed people was like,
well, of course. Damn,
Yeah,
signaling you out and
do
shit.
you know that they make left-handed scissors?
Yes,
Yeah, I know about that.
because I had to always use the right-handed scissors.
Because you can't use them. You can only use scissors in your right hand. And if you try to do it in your left, it doesn't work right.
Yeah,
It depends how the scissors made, because a lot of times, like the right-handed ones are more curved to fit in your hand. So when you put it on the other side, it's more of a straighter edge.
And
I know some scissors are completely flat and hard edged all the way around.
I can use the damn scissors. I got scissors right here, right my left hand. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just don't put my fingers all the way through.
I'm just about to see mine. I'm cutting shit. I can cut the paper right now. Let me see. Where's this paper at? Let me cut this bitch. I'm cutting through it. I mean, this paper is totally killed. Look, I cut the fuck out of it. Like, I don't know what. I'm just saying, like, that's either way it's kind of messed up. Like, that's not cool. I'm sorry. I'm that person. That ain't cool.
It's better now, Danny. I'm sure your scissors can work hepatitis.
I'm going to say, like, what?
Like,
they better not still be pulling that shit.
Growing up, it was very difficult. It was
that's
very
not cool.
difficult. And my mother was a rebel. She said, "You're not going to change my kids."
Well, I like your mom, man. Like that was good on her.
Check it out. I can't actually cut this with my right hand. I mean, my left hand. Let me see right there. But
it didn't make a difference because
everything was right. Yeah. Wow.
And I grew up and I wasn't too much of a psycho there.
Oh yeah, these definitely.
I don't know what they trying to say. They try to act like people with left hands is straight up killing people. And that's fucked up.
They just didn't care because most of the people were right-handed. They just didn't.
If you got that left hand though, you might be looking at people sideways and cutting them up later. Like what the fuck?
I mean, y'all start off by murdering y'all twins.
God.
All right, that's a myth. Okay, ain't no. Girl, anyway, let Dio get back to reading this shit.
I mean, it's science to back it. I'm gonna find the thing and send it to y'all.
Oh my god, just because it's a scientific study, stop. I'm gonna have a scientific study that strawberries shouldn't land on grapes.
If you look hard enough, you can find proof for whatever you want.
You can.
You can make a study for it.
This was me. I wasn't even looking up left and right-handed people. I was doing a study on twins because it was some stuff I needed to know about twins. And it was just horrible, horrendous because it's all kinds of different twins.
Yeah, but this study sounds kind of fucked. I'm just
and I was watching it, and it was the science of the twins, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know about this twin. Oh yeah, I know about that twin. I'm like, ew, that exists? That's a thing? Oh my god, I don't want to know no more. And then they got down to the mirror twins, which is what I wanted to know about because I have mirror twins in my book. And they were saying, oh, this and that and everything. Well, I know what mirror twins are. I just want to know how likely do they don't happen that often. I want to know. And then they went into the whole thing about left hand, right hand. I was like,
oh my god.
Oh, ooh, I can't wait to tell Kim. She a murderer. And
yes, thank you, Kim. Listen. When somebody say something and I'm gonna roll my eyes, I'm like, look, I don't have enough eyes in my head to roll at that.
Oh no, Kim was like, whatever.
She is. She doing it right now. I can't blame her.
Whatever. I don't know.
All right. So let's see if we can figure out how this dude fucking ties into anything.
Like
because I have no idea. These people are just random at this point.
Yeah. He just popped in.
Chad Highsmith. I don't even know who the fuck that is. It's not even the person he put down.
Remember Barrett was like, it's Chad.
Yeah, he don't like Chad. He got a CHA addiction. But not addiction. What do you call it? Allergy.
Yeah.
I've known Andy for about 3 years, and he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I've never seen him violent or angry. When I heard about the murder, I wasn't sure what to think. I remember being disturbed by the news and surprised that this kind of thing would happen randomly. It immediately reminded me of something my father, a career police officer, said to me when I was a child. He said most murders are really more about love than hate. At the time, I didn't understand what he meant by that, but as I have gotten older, I understand it more. Harmony's murder was a shock to everybody, even people like me who just knew her casually. She was so young and beautiful. I was aware of how close she and Andy were. I know they had been close friends since childhood, Little League, I think. After her murder, I began to think about a few strange conversations I had with Andy. There's one occasion when we were joking about how hard it is to be just friends with a woman. At one point, he began staring off in the distance and said, I guess it can work out as long as you never fall in love. I laughed, but he didn't. I didn't even have to ask who he was talking about. He talked about Harmony a lot, and it was apparent that he had strong feelings for her.
Oh, bro.
I'm so tired of all these dry snitchers.
They dry snitching. That's exactly what that is. God. Jeez.
Like what we said with Kobe's murder, it could be all of them. We don't know.
This is true. It could be all these motherfuckers.
I don't know what the other objectives are. Who fucking set it up? Who killed her? All this shit.
Right.
I'm only going by right now.
I'm still not sure how they got onto this guy. I mean, besides him being her friend, like they was just like they started interviewing every guy she knew. No, Brandon.
Oh no. After Harmony and Christian got engaged, I recall Andy joking about how funny it would be if he got drunk at the rehearsal dinner and told her how he really felt. I could sense this was something he was seriously considering. The subject was dropped immediately.
Now he clairvoyant.
A few days later, I believe it was a few days before the rehearsal dinner, I asked him if he wanted to come with me to my daughter's basketball game that night. I was actually trying to keep him from going to the rehearsal dinner. I didn't want him to embarrass himself and make things awkward for the wedding, but he made it clear that he really wanted to go to the party. The conversation ended there. On Monday morning after the murder, I offered my condolences to him at work. His eyes looked lifeless. I could tell he was distraught. I asked him what he saw at the party. He told me that he couldn't go because he had to fix his brakes. I remember him saying something about how it took a while to do because he wasn't very experienced and had to borrow a tool to finish the job. And by that time, it's too late to go to the party.
Borrow a tool.
Yeah.
And he told me about the phone call he got from Harmony's mother at 2 a.m. I can't even imagine how devastating this must have been for him, or must be for him. The feeling might not have been mutual, but she was the love of his life, and I think he blames himself for what happened, like he could have stopped it if he had been there. I'm thinking about Harmony and her fiance. I didn't know Christian that well, but I think it's possible that there was an abuse. He was known to be kind of a jerk. I'm not sure what Harmony saw in him, to be honest. It then occurred to me that maybe Andy knew something about Harmony and her relationship with her fiance, which is why I called the tip line. That's why I called you guys. I was thinking you might get some helpful information out of him, but I know he's not the murderer. Even if he wasn't stuck at home fixing his car, Andy would never be able to do anything like this. He's probably the kindest guy I know, and he loved Harmony.
Okay, thanks, guy.
Right, so here's Andy's interview.
Yeah, boy.
Please state your name for the record. Andrew James Allen. You can call me Andy. How can I help with the case? What do you do for a living, Andy? I'm a paralegal at Wenger and Bennington Law Firm. How did you know the victim? We're friends, best friends since we were 6. She's like my sister. Do you recall where you met? How is this relevant? Look, I want to help, and I know you have to question everybody to be thorough, but come on, what does this have to do with anything? You're wasting time. You should be talking to Christian. He got in a big argument with Harmony in front of everybody and stormed out of the party with her right before she was.
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know that?
He said he wasn't at the party.
Well, a sec. When was this?
He wasn't at the party.
This was 2 days later.
He was fixing the brakes.
I guess he heard him. And somebody told him.
I mean, somebody.
I was about to say, apparently her mom called him, supposedly, and this is 2 days later.
2 a.m. She did tell him, but he was saying. I was about to say,
this is 2 days later, so I mean, he could have
heard by now.
Heard it on the news, apparently.
We'll let it go.
Still saying shit like
But we remember we like a jury over here. We heard it's too late.
nah, like you saying this shit like you was there.
Yeah. We're questioning a number of people, Andy, and you happen to be one of them. Why? Let's go back to the question I asked you earlier. This is crazy. I'm a friend, not a suspect. My best friend was murdered, and you have me locked up in this room. You're interrogating me. Andy, I understand your agitation, but we have our reasons. But you have the murderer already, don't you? What makes you so sure about that? Well, it sure as hell wasn't me. You have her jerk boyfriend Christian and the stalker guy Harmony was scared of. And then there's homeless guy with her ring. You seem awfully familiar with the details of this case. I watched the news and talked to just about everybody that was there in the past 48 hours. My best friend was murdered. I'm curious, does that make me a killer? No, but the way you're talking to me right now seems a little suspicious.
Right.
Suspect remains silent. You're right. I'm sorry about that. I'm a little on edge. Know what I mean? Yes, I think I do, Mr. Allen. I know you're just doing your job. Sorry, I want to help. How can I help? You didn't attend the engagement party, did you, Andy? No, I didn't. Why not? I thought you were her best friend since 6th grade. 6 years old. I was invited. I was planning to go, but had car troubles. What kind of car trouble? Brakes. They'd been acting up for a while, and I had new ones ready to put on, but just hadn't gotten around to it. Then on my way home from work on Friday, I almost got in an accident, and I knew I couldn't go back on the road like that. So you were planning to go to the party if it wasn't for your brakes. That's right. Were you planning to say anything to Harmony in private at the party? What? Are you in love with her? Where are you going with this? I'm just asking questions. What was your plan that evening? I told you I planned to go to the party. To do what? To wish her well. She was my best friend. Did you have anything to tell her? You talked to Chad. Is that... Do what?
What difference does it make? Yeah, one day I was going to tell her I loved her, and hopefully she would marry that jerk.
Yeah, right. And that made me a killer?
Right. Like, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. You talked to Chad. Is that what this is about? Look, I do love Harmony. I admit it. I loved her since we played Little League 20 years ago. It's no secret that I love her. Everyone knows that except her, probably. But if it's a crime, you're going to have to lock up half of the guys in our class at Riverdale High, too. So you were nowhere near Holly's that evening, unfortunately. If I was there, I'm sure she'd be alive today. Wasn't this party kind of a big deal for Harmony? What do you mean? Rehearsal dinner, getting married. Seems like she'd really want you there. Sure, and yet you didn't go. Yeah, well, like I said, I had car trouble, and you couldn't find another way to get there. The car wasn't safe on the road, and I didn't want to ask for a ride. A cab or a bus, something. You could have walked. All right, you know what? I didn't really want to be there. I wanted to be there for her, but it hurt, She's too good for him. So when my brakes didn't work, it wasn't the excuse I needed to stay home and get busy on something else. So you were fixing your car all by yourself. Very convenient. Ask Jason. He's my neighbor across the street. I had to borrow a wrench from him to finish the job. He'll confirm it. Ask him. You couldn't find a way.
I'm playing.
You couldn't find a way to get to Tully's with so much to tell her. I loved her. Do you understand that? I would never want to hurt her. She just didn't understand. Didn't understand what? She was making a huge mistake with that jerk. She can do so much better. Not anymore. I'm done talking here. I'm done with you too, Andy. I'll have someone take you home.
Damn, they real nice to him. Anyway, real nice to people.
Jason P. Griggs, the neighbor. I've only been living on Andy's block for a few months, so I can't say I've gotten to know him real well, but he seems like a nice guy, the kind of neighbor you wouldn't be afraid to invite over for a beer or something like that. Anyway, he came over to borrow a tool that Friday night, right around 10 p.m. I know it was 10 because Dateline just ended. These people in the fucking shows.
Wait a minute. Didn't the other lady said it was 2020?
I guess she was watching 2020.
She watched a different
She
channel.
was watching Date.
I was like, could be different channel. I don't know.
All right, sorry.
No, she said something about, huh? I know she said something about 9 o'clock, and I don't remember what the other time
She was
was.
watching a lot of different shows. That was late
It was X-Files in 20.
Yeah, X-Files in 2020.
In 2020.
Yeah, she
Go ahead.
liked
I'm sorry.
TV.
Mhm.
Andy asked for a torque. I think he said torque wrench to borrow. Told me
Torque.
he'd been.
I think
Huh?
he said torque K. Okay, yeah, because you know
Yeah.
it's a torque wrench, please.
Yeah, torque wrench. I think he said torque wrench to borrow. Told me he'd been fixing his brakes for the past few hours, which I don't doubt because he was kind of sweaty and out of breath. He's a big guy. We had a laugh about how these things always go. You spend hours on the job, then just as you're about to be done, that's when the something breaks and you can't fix or can't finish. I gave him the torque wrench, and that was it. He seems like a good guy. I told him to stop by anytime he wanted to work on cars or have a beer, but I haven't seen him again since then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was all sweaty and stuff, like he ran from the scene of a crime.
You know, where do they live? I think his
Derek Silver's apartment. Oh no, that's
Andy.
not him.
Jason
Andy
Griggs' house.
Allen.
Jason Griggs, Grant Park,
Far.
Hollies.
He ran. He was sweaty.
That'd be a
Drop
good
the
run.
fucking ring off at Grant Park, and
He coulda.
I'm just saying. He might have went there when she was out there and we got like
He saw them arguing. I told you that motherfucker's not good for you. Okay,
Yeah.
Jason, I really don't want to hear this anymore.
Yeah, just to stop me. He was like, bitch, like
I need you to listen to me. Listen to me. Oh my God,
Yeah,
I
how
just
big was he?
and your eye is hanging out of your head.
I
Let me
love
take the ring and give it to the guy in the park and go home sweaty and borrow a wrench so I have an alibi.
shitty alibi, but all right.
Mm-hmm.
Hyundai Sonata. How you gonna trust somebody to drive a Hyundai Sonata?
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't know. What do y'all think?
Out of all of them,
I mean, do you see evidence to say that McBride is innocent? I mean, obviously
I'm
he
gonna
is.
say who I don't think it is. I don't think it was the fiance.
Well, it's not Derek
don't
because
think
he had an alibi.
No, right now, what we're trying to do is prove that Bonus is innocent.
Innocent. That's what it says. So, what do they need us to say?
Oh, let's see here. What's this?
When you
Unsolved.
know,
Well, here's the thing.
when you know why he's innocent.
I don't know if it's
Well,
going to
here's
ask.
the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the reason why the man is innocent because there's a couple reasons. First of all, even though he is tall enough and left-handed, he is not significantly big to be able to have that kind of
Sure.
because of his to be able to put that kind of like whatever to
He's
put
inebriated.
force.
He's inebriated. So how is he?
Yes, and then he was inebriate less, and absolutely, that's what I was going to say. The second thing, you can see clearly he was drunk, and he basically stumbled his way, and he was trying to get his way back to go sleep off his drinks.
Mhm.
So he would not have had the capacity to basically the physical capacity to even to be able to do that.
If he was looking for money, first off, they were going to try to go for that. Like, stealing the ring wouldn't do anything because
he would have to sell it and everything else.
Right.
You have to fence it in order to
He
even
would have like tried to steal money from her, like cash, if he was like that desperate. And the dude hasn't been. If anything, he would just asked her for the money because he's been, doing that outside the bar. He wouldn't have been like, let me attack her and take her ring because that's going to lead to absolutely fucking nothing anyway. Like, so now he's innocent, obviously.
Is supervillain in the chat? What's she saying?
No, she's not anymore. I don't. She probably fell off a while ago, I would imagine.
I went to that because it says when you know why he's innocent, visit the webpage to prove it.
When you know why.
Here. It says, what two documents prove Bones did not kill Harmony? So what two documents?
Oh,
at all, like the suspects and the photo, everything.
This is like everything that we've gotten. All those.
I would say the witness. Well, for me, It would have been the
I got a
his-
question.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wasn't something said about this bridge earlier? Somewhere?
Yes, it was. It was in the newspaper.
The newspaper about the bridge. But I don't
It
know.
was in that little piece that was cut off. It's up there it's on the first page, I think first page. Or the second page.
Well, that
Sorry,
second page was saying like talking about the events or something that was happening. Maybe.
Yeah, it was in the events part.
Yeah, the bridge or
It
something.
was right there. Traffic detour.
Traffic due to construction of the BNC all traffic.
It was Friday night to clear a downed line. Reports say something on the scene at 8:45, and the traffic resumed again across the bridge at 9:45. No injuries were. So basically, there was a downed line.
Oh, so could this be it? Because both vehicle and pedestrian traffic for 1 hour Friday night to clear. So she died around 9:30.
Right.
There would have been
9:30.
anybody across he couldn't have crossed that bridge. I think this is Bones' path, they're saying.
And yeah,
From
they
the
saying
bar.
like he would have had to go there and then go to the bench or whatever, but he couldn't.
But he
have.
couldn't have.
Maybe he was on foot though. I mean,
Yeah, but it said no foot traffic, didn't it?
no foot traffic. Is that what it said?
Both vehicle and pedestrian traffic.
Yep. No.
Had to be cleared. Yep.
Yep. So he couldn't. He would have had to just go straight to the park. He wouldn't have been able to.
So
So
this
that-
the two.
So what is this paper? This is article. What's the name of this?
So
one?
this the newspaper was the child psychologist.
Local child psychologist newspaper.
It does have it
then
at the top of the page, right? It says article something, right?
popular local child psychologist murdered.
And the
Yeah.
map. The map.
And the map.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
You did it. You proved Bones is innocent. Great work. You can now open the envelope marked bonus envelope A. Which is something else. Whenever I uploaded all these files, this is the files y'all got. There was bonus
I'm
envelopes.
mad because the one piece of information, if we could have seen that, we probably could have gotten to it faster.
Sure.
Because it was like covered up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It did come with 3 bonus envelopes. So I didn't incorporate those because I figured that might have been the answer, like how we got those emails last time. That's why I
Right.
didn't send you all those files.
yeah.
I did go ahead and record it or whatever, because I know envelope 1 had some type of document and a second objective,
Yeah.
and they had that on each one. So
So I guess he
kept
can
that.
get out.
That's temporary road closure. Let me see, because it's down further. Because it says something about him.
Temporary road closing out.
Yep.
River Apartment, Duke Bridge.
Hill Bridge to both vehicles.
Yep.
That's exactly what it said on the back. Yeah.
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 On the map. You found the article about the Del River Bridge being closed from 8:45 p.m. to 9:45 p.m. According to the map, Bones couldn't have gotten across the river to Tully's and back to Grant Park in time. Use the buttons below to tell everybody on social media you just freed an innocent man.
I don't care. Anyway.
Well, no.
So
Oh.
now we have to do. We got 2 more objectives, though, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
for the next episode, yeah.
I'll read Objective 2 next time or whatever.
Wait a minute. So
This
this
is-
is supposed to be the 28-year-old man?
Again, they need better stock footage.
Well, this was in he was
Yeah, he's
arrested in 98.
He was in there for 20 years, I think they said, right?
I don't know if this is like up to date. Something. Let's see what this says. McBride cleared of all charges in 1998 Riverdale murder. Thanks to a newly reopened case, local man William Bones McBride has been fully cleared of all charges in the decades-old homicide. So yeah, he's been in there.
That's
several decades.
ridiculous.
Okay, that's so
Yeah. So that's why he's older like that, because
That's
his whole life he was locked in for
so fucking sad.
and this happens
I
all
would
the
sue the
fucking
heck.
time.
I would sue the heck out of this state. Sue the
Yeah, I
heck
think
out
in
of
some
that.
cases
yeah.
they do have to pay like money to the person for being locked in. Not that gives them his fucking life back if they do have to do that.
And that's what he said. He said he would be. They would hurt him in jail.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was literally
After
scared.
years,
If they found out that he killed some little white girl, they was gonna hurt him in jail.
Yeah.
Especially somebody
after years of incarceration at Indiana's maximum security state prison, McBride has been released with no charges remaining to face. Police Chief James Vigg has made it clear that McBride is now a private citizen who is free to go about his business. He adds, "It is deeply unfortunate that this mistake has been made. It is never easy to pick up your life after losing so many years to a horrible error in the justice system, but we sincerely hope Mr. McBride is able to do so." From the moment he was arrested and charged with Ashcroft's death, McBride has insisted upon his innocence, claiming to have no idea how the victim's engagement ring came into his possession. But an independent investigator brought new evidence to police to free McBride.
That's us.
The Dell Bridge was closed the night of the murder from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And since McBride did not have access to a vehicle, he could not have left Rambo's bar at 9 p.m., walked to Tully's to commit the murder at 9:30, and walked back to Grant Park by 10. Let's see, is there anything up here? No. The smoking gun evidence was a newspaper article confirming the time and date of the bridge closure found on the back of the article about the murder, published in this paper on May 9, 1998. After spending years in prison, McBride is eager to start his new life. He adds that while incarceration was not an enjoyable experience, he used the time wisely. While behind bars, he received his GED and bachelor's degree with an eye towards a career in law. "I had to learn the hard way that the law isn't always on your side. I was able to help a few other inmates with their cases, and hopefully with a law degree in a few years, I can help many more. According to Vigg, we're reopening the case, and I'm confident we'll find the murderer. This time we always do, eventually."
Oh, real? Oh, anyway.
Whatever.
And then this is the back of that, so I don't know if this has
They gonna notice.
auction thing of cars and John Deere's and.
Guess we'll see. Do next week. Well, at least we proved he's done this
One
thing.
of them is a real estate person.
That
Oh,
was-
the boyfriend, the fiance, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
in real estate.
Yeah, Christian.
Yep.
And
All
then
that
we'll look at
time.
the objective next time.
All right. Well, we did it.
But yeah, all the evidence and stuff is going to be the same.
Right.
There's
That's
like
good. I'm glad about that.
yeah, so we don't have to go through
Yeah.
all that stuff all over again. Oop, wrong thing.
So we're ahead of the game next time.
Yeah. So hopefully the next two will be a little bit faster and won't take 4 hours.
Yeah, well, because we went through so much evidence. We got a little bit of evidence.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably have to kind of reread some of the stuff, kind of jar our memories or whatever. But
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
might as well.
That's
Be.
it. All right.
Let's see.
All right.
What dates will these be?
I don't know.
2nd and the 9th. All right. Yeah.
Oh,
Second
the
and
night
ninth.
of my birthday.
Yeah,
Yep,
it is.
that'll be the last week.
Aries.
All right.
Wait a
Thank
minute.
y'all for anybody that joined us for this
Say again?
3 hour long.
Yeah, it's 3 hours.
Was it 3 hours?
Yeah, we
Oh,
went
I
over
thought
an-
it was 4.
went over an hour. All right, so
We gotta try to keep Kim. She's good.
I'm Aphrodite Lee, also known as Mace Kenosha, sometimes H.A. Lee when I'm solving crimes. I forget. I have a book out. I have a book coming out.
You have a book out?
No, I've been forgetting everything I'm going to say. I have a book out called Shattered that, you'll enjoy if you're weird. I have another book coming out on April the 9th that is up right now for pre-sale for anybody who wants to buy it. It is really groovy. And it's the first scary thing I've ever written in my life. And Minx Kenosha has a book out that's doing fantastic, which is available on paperback, ebook, and audio if you're into that. That's about it. Can't talk about the other stuff yet.
It's a secret. Well, I'm gonna say peace out, but I'm off of DL Tillery. I'm not gonna talk about any of this stuff because I'm too tired to even talk about any of that stuff. You want to do what I do. Go over to my channel, Author D Auxiliary, and you'll see all that
Yeah,
jazzy
there was
stuff.
a link. I'm sure there was a link, right, Stewie?
One day there may be a link.
I used to have everybody's links down there, and then at one point I had like too much stuff in there, and they told me how to remove. I was like, yeah, I'm just deleting everybody else's stuff.
He was like, forget it. But anyway, you see our names, all that jazz. So
yeah,
we want to wait to solve this case. We already proved the guy innocent because it was obvious.
Yep.
And Kim got a PhD in kick ass.
No, I don't. God, I see so many issues. Oh my God. I already know who did it, so it's not even
right, Kim.
We already know who did it.
We're already feeling who did it. Like this case is solved. You heard it.
Y'all want to know what the objective is next time? I just opened it up.
What's the objective?
Yeah, because the problem is that I don't see any physical evidence. That's what we're missing is the physical evidence.
You would have liked the other cases that had physical evidence. They had knives and all kinds of stuff.
Now we know for sure that not only did somebody kill this woman, but they framed somebody else because he got the ring. Somebody put the ring in his hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we know that somebody probably
cracked the false alibi.
It was definitely a what do you call it?
No, they got some false alibi. Yeah.
One of the five, well, we know that one of the 5 suspects in the case have lied about his alibi. Your job is to find the proof. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's looking like Andy. Because this motherfucker was running back from it all sweaty. Hey, I need to get this wrench so I can have an alibi. Like, Andy looked.
Yeah, but the problem is that, well, yeah, that actually could be at 10 o'clock. He could have actually done it because
the bridge ran over.
No, the problem is something about the alibi is not right.
There's something about a couple of them that's not right because the crazy boy's alibi, the old woman said his car isn't where he usually keeps it.
Right.
No, she said it didn't move since he
got there. It didn't move.
Yeah.
No, the one I had the issue with was about the wrench, but the guy said the issue with me is about the whole dateline. But like I said, it could have been a separate channel. Sure. Even though the old lady said 2020.
He said dateline, so
you know.
Like
he also had.
So he wasn't working on no car because he said Torque, not torque.
Yeah, Torque. That's what I'm saying.
He don't even know what the fuck a torque wrench is. My boy don't know fix no brakes. Stop. He look like he fixed brakes.
He even said that.
I was about to say, if you're going to change brakes, you should know what tools you need before you get started.
Thank you.
And
then if you're taking one off, you're going to have to use that torque wrench to take it off, not just at the end to put the next one on.
That's not how that works.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He's so suspicious. He was running and sweaty. I'm sorry.
Well, we have the files. We have the files, so we can go over them before we come back next week and see what we find when we're not 3 hours and sleep deprivation.
And plus the gentleman also said, whatever the guy's name is that he said that this was a job that he wasn't used to doing. It was something about his apprehension about putting the brakes on. So he kept vacillating back and forth between, I know how to put the brakes on, whatever, such and such. It seemed like it was right at the beginning of his statement. It was something about the way he said something about that brake job. But I do have an issue with that because of the whole issue with, unless he basically had whatever he had that was going to hit this woman, the victim, he must have gotten over the bridge at 8:45
before
because around 8:30.
Well, it said that it was back open at 9. Well, no, she died at 9:30. I was about to say 9:45. So
yeah, it was 8:45.
He could have came back this way at 9:45 because he got the wrench at 10.
9:45.
9:45.
Yeah.
But he didn't get to that guy's house till about like 10. The guy said, right?
Which he could,
but she was
because if he had killed the woman and then waited, then he would have had to run.
Right, that's why he's all sweaty.
Yeah.
Drop off the ring.
But that'll give him enough time to drop off a ring in somebody's hand too.
Yeah, and that's like kind of almost like
it's
on his
right
way
on
to
the way. So I mean, Andy looking like Andy suspicious as fuck. And the was that crime of passion? They tried to throw that little hint in there about somebody killing somebody they love.
It's always
They want to throw that hint in there, but it's usually somebody you know at the minimum. It's usually somebody.
Love, not hate. And I like how the best friend painted Christian as the peaches and cream person, that he was just the best, but everybody else that knew him or knew of him said that the fiance was a jerk,
right?
And that she deserved better.
I told
that best
you.
friend loved that Christian boy. Well, I mean, saying, all right, I absolutely can't sit in this chair any longer.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for it. You already know it.
Oh,
all right.
I'm scared to stand up.
Girl, I know.
Already feel.
Thank everybody for watching. We'll catch y'all
Yeah.
next week. Same time.
See you next time.
Peace
Fake
out.
alibis.